Amaranth is a world in recovery. Only a century ago, the people of Amaranth were starved of the magics of the divine. They could only remember in stories and songs how the gods once held sway in their world. It was a distant memory now, and only those few who could boast an age truly ancient were able to recall what it once was like to feel the warmth of their presence. In the centuries since their silence, the folk of Amaranth learned to rely on their own ingenuity and secular harnessing of the arcane to prosper, even thrive. But the time of the silence came with its own particular strife. The vacuum of power left by the gods beckoned enticingly to those ambitious enough to fill it. Necromancy. The twisting of the weave, magic's very essence, had run rampant for a millennia. With no holy hands to stop them, that of the divine or their mortal instruments, those wicked enough to employ such means took what they wanted, and they took it by force. For hundreds of years, the War of the Dead was waged on all fronts. It was a veritable coup of the highest authority, staged by a powerful group of necromantic wizards, who called themselves the Followers of the Star. Amaranth was in strife, as all the world's nations fought together to defeat the threat of undeath, and they were losing. When nearly all hope was lost and many in the world believed there would never be an end, or rather, the only end would be at the teeth and claws of howling ghouls, finally, it happened. The Fall. A great asteroid fell into the crystal ocean, and with it the gods returned, as if the massive rock that ripped through the sky shattered the seal that long since held back the divine. A swell of radiance washed over the land. The gods purged the land of the walking dead, tearing asunder vast armies of the unholiest kind. Whatever foul magic strung together the bones and muscle and sinew of these creatures was destroyed, and the lost souls finally found peace in the patient and guiding hands of Croesus. With the return of the gods, the practice of divine magics has seen a resurgence that had not been felt since ancient times, long before the silence. Paladins and clerics of all faiths began to emerge, stronger than ever before. And while the retribution of the gods was swift against their unholy counterparts and their wicked instruments, their blight on Amaranth would not be banished so easily. All manner of foul creatures, stinking of death and decay, wander aimless as they seek the spark they so sorely lack. The War of the Dead may be over, but remnants of that black stain on history still come shrieking and clawing from the shadows, ripping travelers from roadsides and tearing through small towns in their eternal hunger for life. Now, 100 years later, as Amaranth and its people continue to heal, peace, it seems, is never meant to last for long. A cold war brews beneath the naval country of Trident and the Arcanatech nation of Ceres. Conflict begins to rise between Chaos and Aurelia, which share a border. And the world watches with bated breath as new threats arise. But this story does not concern itself with such massive troubles. At least not yet. In a world filled with stories, Amaranth always has one to tell. This one starts with a crew from the illustrious Mariguard Mercenary Academy, a world-renowned school where those who are lost or in trouble can cast their problems aside and work to better themselves and earn some good coin while doing it. The dream begins with 100 gold pieces. For 100 gold, a new life begins for you. You train hard and prove that you have what it takes to be a Mariguard contractor. What that means, well, that's what this story is for. The journey to Kore was a long one. Rafting along the Scythering River was the highlight of your trip. The quickest way through the Brother Mountains, you enjoyed the beautiful sights that many have seen before, but few within recent years understood the meaning behind it. You crossed the boundaries of what was once Kaida and ventured into the lands of Galicia, names that no one speaks anymore. It's all Aurelia now, but some ancient bridges and crossings still bear stone carved in their names. A river such as the Scythering, ancient as it is as much a trip through history as it is a means to arrive east of the Brother Mountains. At least, That's what you said while you were fighting goblins and trolls along the riverside. Your task is to visit Kore. The governor of the town, a dwarf by the name of Dorgan, has reported a dire situation. Families on the outskirts of the farming village have gone missing, and in their place, strange creatures have appeared. Violent fiends that have slain livestock and other villagers alike. The village has been enforcing a curfew, but as the sheriff has gone missing as well, Dorgan claims they have no one to turn to, as Augur City has not answered their calls for aid. You are more skilled than a typical town garrison, and as such, Persh has decided you will certainly fulfill whatever needs the village has. Find whatever it is that's taken, folks, and either apprehend it or kill it. Persh had been brief in giving his orders. If it's beyond you, send back word with transcription papers, and we'll send out help. Persh, being the concierge and assigner of tasks for the Mariguard, has always been helpful to you in a very direct manner. Since then, you have journeyed atop horseback and along river for 3 weeks. Finally, the village of Kore has come into view, and with it, your task can finally begin. Kore is a small town. It may have once been in a wood, but those trees have long ago been cut away, and the rolling fields and hills around it have been tilled into farmland. A narrow river cuts the northern side of Kore away, and from your westerly approach, Kore looks calm, quiet, peaceful even, despite the small plume of black, oily smoke climbing into the sky from the eastern side of it. Your horses nicker and seem to recoil slightly as the smell of that smoke approaches, and you all have certainly smelled such things before. The smell of burning wood, oil, tar. The smell of burnt meat is unmistakably amongst it, along with an acrid, acidic smell. The road that you ride winds around Kore as you look down upon it from the low hill you perch atop. From here, you spot several structures that look built with purpose. A tavern, a handsome building that's likely a town hall, a blacksmith, a stable. Before we go any farther into environment building, we look to our contractors. Let's get introduced with our adventurers, shall we? Let's start with Scythe. Who are you?
Scythe is big. She's a forged mind. And
how big is big?
How big is big? I mean, she's still a medium creature. She's not. Okay. She's still a medium creature. She's just quite tall. It almost looks like someone animated a suit of armor. There's the long red hair that seems to have been sculpted from the helm so that it's like it falls around her head. There's a faint glow from her eyes, which are otherwise just slits in the faceplate of her armor. And she has a glaive at her back, as well as a long rifle. You guys know she doesn't talk much. A bit broody. And often, if she's going to be lending her social weight to anything, it's going to just mostly be by backing up someone else, by standing behind them and looking imposing.
Okay.
She's a barbarian, and she is attuned to the natural world more than to other things, but she definitely has a lot of rage under there, which is most of what you guys have seen her express when she's expressed anything is through violence.
Okay. Then how about Doll? I'd love to know who Doll is.
I was muted. Doll is a half elf. He's on the younger side. It's hard to kind of pin it down, and part of that is because usually he's not indoors somewhere he's very comfortable, he tends to do the whole hooded and cloaked man of intrigue, or he tries to anyway. Man of mystery, not intrigue. It's like a don't perceive me thing. He's also pretty quiet, but he seems pretty easygoing. But you know, if you've ever done anything with him before, he's also never has any hesitation to pick a lock or break a law or smash something, basically.
There are scruples there, but not many. I see. Okay. All right.
He won't steal your stuff, you're pretty sure.
What does he look like?
Oh, well, he's okay, fair enough. He's not tall, but he's not short. He's not called tall because he's a small person. It's because he can't grow a beard, and he's sad about it. He's very smooth, baby-faced, kind of a medium skin tone, and he's probably about 5'10", 5'11", not short, but not tall.
A lad.
Then looking from Dahl, we go to another unusual character. Let's know who Ire is.
Well, Ire is a fairly standard in size gnoll, just going at 7 feet tall, though his facial expression tends to rest on more of the dour side, especially with an overgrown and not well maintained looking like gnoll mohawk that covers over the left side of his face for the most part, though kind of seeming a little bit like a emo kid of sorts. He tends to brighten up easily, though he tends to just give off a very eerie vibe on average for those that are just looking at him.
Is he spooky? Is he a spooky boy?
He comes off as a little spooky, but isn't necessarily. Looks can be deceiving sort of thing.
I'm looking at his portrait, and does he have one floppy ear, or has he gone Van Gogh on the situation?
He has, let's just say, a reason for why he doesn't really have a well-kept like mohawk, and it is splayed over the left side of his face. And
Maybe
here.
he has one really small ear.
It's one really, really small ear indeed. That's got it. It's what
like
it
a mouse ear.
is.
Just
We've been traveling
He's
for like
just
3
shy
weeks
about it.
together. I might really know what's under the mohawk by now.
You might, but he's pretty guarded about it. It tends to not always give off the best impression.
Is
Is
this a
this-
perception check?
is this okay? So this we'll address that. But Griffix, are you the sort of person that would really care? Would you really want to know? Would you really try and focus and find out?
Griffix is an investigator by trade and alternates between both being very interested in the details and then getting frustrated with the situation and walking away. That's a pattern in the travel you've seen, and it also goes with his personality. He can be very friendly, but it's almost like he doesn't want to be friendly at this point. So he also is mercurial. I found that
It's a
word.
tough one. You got it. though.
Okay,
No,
so I'm going to give this a couple things. First, Griffix, I'm going to ask you for a stealth check.
First, roll.
Okay. Attributes.
This stealth check is going to govern how deceptive and sneaky you are about investigating Ire's ear. That's a
That
survival
was a
check.
survival check.
What's your
well,
stealth
okay.
bonus?
Yes. All right, let's try that again.
Okay.
Oh well.
A 10. All right. So, in this case, Ire, you are aware that Griffix is trying to get a look-see under the wig, as it were.
Wait,
Griffix,
that's a wig.
It's not a wig. That was just a saying. Griffix, go ahead and give me
I heard.
a perception check. And Ire, give me a deception check.
Okay, let me get through this.
These are not your top skills, are they, Griffix?
No, not at all.
Woof.
A 19. Okay, you don't know, Griffix. You have no idea. You're trying to see, but every time it seems as though Ire manages to be on your right-hand side, so you just cannot get a good look at it. Or anytime you might have a chance to look, Ire just happens to look toward you, and you just can't tell. It's infuriating.
I am doing my best to, I'm frustrated with the situation, but will admit failure, or, admit defeat all the same.
I think this is a good segue to learn who Griffix is as a person. So who are you, Griffix, aside from nosy?
5'7", scrawny, 40 years old, human. A wizard, so not having any armor. I think I had mentioned the fact that I can run hot and cold very quickly. As in, like, I can be friendly, but I don't, I'm trying not to be. And same with getting involved in other people's stuff and then not wanting to be involved in it. I've just gone back and forth like that multiple times.
Okay. So you are a wizard, and this goes for everybody
He's a
else.
sorcerer.
Sorcerer, yeah.
That's what I meant to say.
Magic user.
Literally, specifically not a wizard. Sorry. Anybody who has created their own magic, sorcerers, artificers, warlocks, you guys, it is important to know what your magic looks like. So come up with that. Figure out what your mage armor looks like. Figure out what your magic missile looks like, etc., etc., because that's an aspect of your character that you get to customize, and I'm excited to see how you do it. Okay. Is Griffix armed at all? Carry weapons?
I've got a bad habit of not taking weapons from my spellcasters. I probably should have done that.
I recommend at least a dagger or a quarterstaff. Something that if you get an attack of opportunity, you're not just punching them for nothing.
Okay, I'll throw that on, but otherwise I'm just going to be holding one of my climbing pitons in my hand.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, we'll call that, we'll just say it's a dagger, but it is your climbing python. Sure, piton.
So he's ingenuitive.
So it seems. Okay. Next, Spring. Who are you?
So, Spring she's about like early mid-30s, but she looks younger because she's a half-elf. She is sitting very straight in her saddle. She is half drow, so her skin is a little bit. It's like not as dark as a drow. It's like more like a purple, it's like a light purple. She also has some like freckles that are visible, kind of like in the purple. She wears like these tiny little they're little spectacles that kind of go over her ears, and she is in full plate armor. But it looks like really, really sleek armor. Like kind of, it is hard to describe this without saying that it just kind of looks like Iron Man. But like, it's a little bit, it's like it's sleek. It's sleek. It's less. It's like a little bit. It's still with that kind of medieval aesthetic, but sleeker and like lighter, as if it's designed to move really fast. But she is always in it. As if it is kind of like a second skin. Her visor is currently up, so you can see her face. Her hair is white and kind of braided back and like down. And I would like to think that she's basically been like rolling history checks this whole time on everything, and just like very, very interested in her surroundings and like, this place. It's very clear that she prepped for this by reading as many like books as she possibly could. And will occasionally be like, did you know that this thing was used to be called this, and in fact it's really fascinating because blah blah blah. Like that's the sort of like, she also doesn't actually talk that much to other people, but she is the sort of like, well, actually sort of vibe.
You'll just put that information into the air. She's not
That's
talking to anybody. She just wants you all to be better educated.
She's just sort of like, for your information. Like, assuming that other people will find this as fascinating as she does. And her eyes are green also, if that matters.
Now, did you say she was always wearing armor?
Yes, she is very rarely not in full plate.
Does that include sleeping in the armor?
No, she doesn't. She doesn't sleep in the armor. She's not taking levels of exhaustion for this. But she is. But like, if she's up and ready, the armor's on.
Okay. Then, last but not least, Sylvie. Who are
Okay.
you?
I'm Sylvie. If you had to pick an archetype to describe Sylvie Newleaf, it would be a bit of a frat bro. She's a paladin. She's well armored and well equipped with multiple weapons. She seems to favor her halberd. Her armor is bedecked in the Mariguard colors because she seems to be pretty proud of going and graduating, which is the standard, the red and the gold, but emblazoned on her armor, a custom job she got from the blacksmith of the academy, is a particular symbol. And you all know from working with Sylvie that she's pretty proud of her god, who she serves loyally. The symbol engraved on her armor is a swan with a pearl in its mouth. And don't get her started, because she will not stop talking about how great the goddess Iridia is.
Deal.
She is a Triton, blue-skinned, blue-hued skinned, fins, a few, like, finned ears. She's not a fish. She's got finned ears, maybe some fish scales that look kind of like freckles. Short, dark blue hair that what she can't fit in a haphazard ponytail just hangs in her face. She doesn't seem to care too much about how she appears. Rather, she has a force of personality that kind of carries her. She seems to usually just be having a good time. It doesn't seem like a lot can get to her. She seems to be trying to make the most out of the time she has. And that is Sylvie.
Okay.
Oh,
You have
she
a-
has a pearl on a necklace that she is very protective and fond of and wears at all times. Has never taken it off.
You have reminded me also that, sorry to piggyback on you, because I forgot to actually describe the armor. I got so freaked out about, like, I don't know how to describe Joyce. The armor is like a dark gray, and it also has a symbol emblazoned on it, but it's not really a symbol that like most people would recognize because it's her family store symbol. It is
advertising.
yeah, it's like one hand, it's one hand that's reaching out toward another hand, and the hand that is reaching out is clearly like a mage hand. It has like a transparent property. And it has like a little, it's like a mage hand, but it's as if the mage hand was like, has some little sparks as if it's casting light. The other hand looks maybe more like a human hand, and it has the words Armistice Arcane underneath.
Okay. So, we know who our party is. And this is what our party sees.
Do we have a designated like team leader who's carrying the transcription paper and stuff?
I was
or...
just
Oh,
about
okay.
to get to that.
Sorry.
So, it's okay. The way the Meriguard contracting teams work is typically one team member records everything that's happening. In the past, we've actually had a player writing down the notes for everything. But what can actually happen is, instead, we will choose one character amongst your party who has advantage on history checks relative to things that you've already done. Who wants to be the chronicler?
Oh my god, Spring would love to. If someone wants to take it from Spring,
There was no question in my mind that it should be Spring.
It would be very funny. It would be very funny. So like, absolutely do it for the roleplay value. But like, this is like a teacher pick me.
Okay, so as the chronicler,
She's Hermione Grangering this.
Yeah,
as
exactly.
the chronicler, Spring is both responsible and has advantage on the history for the group. So, what you've already done, things that have happened before this exact mission, you can just make up. But as of this mission and beyond, when we come back to them, or if there are things that you need to look back on or remember, you have advantage on those history checks.
Cool. This also works because I will likely end up being note taker because I like being note taker.
Okay. The next thing we need to decide is who is your team captain. It does not have to be the most charismatic. It doesn't have to be most intelligent, most wise. It doesn't really matter. What does matter is that this person, the player, be comfortable sending and receiving messages back to the Mariguard Academy. So this is more of a meta decision than it is an in-game decision. And it can't be Spring, because Spring is the chronicler. So,
What does that entail?
when you are assigned a task, it is the captain's job to basically ensure that whoever it is that you have met to do the task for, that they understand that payment goes to the American, blah, blah, blah. What really matters is Persh will give you a scroll of transcription paper. And when you need to write a message to ask for help or to send something important back to the Mariguard Academy, you are the one doing it.
Mm.
Anybody excited by this prospect?
I don't think
I
it
didn't-
makes sense for it to be Scythe.
I also don't think that would make sense.
Sylvie.
Me. I mean, Sylvie would do it.
She seems
have
gung
some-
ho about the
you have
Meriguard.
Charisma,
Yeah,
yeah.
she's just like, sure, yeah, I'll be the captain if you guys want to look up to me.
Again, not
Mhm.
really a leadership position, just responsible for...
If you guys
Spring
want
will
to just
help you.
defer to
Spring will-
me, that's fine.
She's a beacon
No.
of hope. She represents
You know.
everything on our missions.
Yeah,
Oh,
great
Mhm.
ambassador.
Captain, we should maybe come up with a better
I feel like
word.
you used the word captain, so that's where I got my perception from.
Communicator.
Cat pain.
Team communicator.
Cat pain.
The cat pain.
I would think
I like that.
assistant manager is the right term for like when you're at
Assistant to
very
the manager.
More of
The-
a shift lead, but
Oh. I get a key, you know.
bottom rung of management.
You are not my supervisor.
I guess we're picking Sylvie.
We can
Echo.
absolutely reduce this down to retail store terminology if you guys need. Okay, Sylvie is the one responsible for communication as the
She's
team
wise.
captain. You
smart.
have a scroll of transcription paper. It has a number of charges, which you roll at the beginning of each adventure, which means right now I need you to roll me a d20.
Okay. Rolling.
7. It has 7 charges. You can send
Sorry, guys.
7 messages. 7 messages.
Messages. Sorry.
Are you gonna pack that scroll?
Or am I gonna pop it?
Pack your
Pack.
cow. What kind of accent are we using here with the messages? Never mind.
In the mass hole.
Ooh, yes.
Okay, each message has no limit on words, but it does have to fit onto a single piece of paper. As you unroll the transcription scroll, you get a sheet of parchment that is roughly the size of a letter. So you can't write a whole book and send it back to Persh. Also, he would be very mad at you if you did that.
He wouldn't want to read your book.
No. The general
Well,
going
that's
rule
okay
is
because
keep
Sylvie
it
doesn't want to
succinct.
read or write a book either. So
Can you draw on it?
It's
Or is it
paper.
I don't
words.
see why not.
So you can draw on it.
Sure.
This
How
is not
annoyed do
relevant
you want
to
Persh
me.
to be?
Well, it would be funny.
I like to think someone has done it at some point, and it was funny until it wasn't.
Persh doesn't have the best sense of humor.
Ollie loved her. She brought him beads.
dot your eyes
That
with
was-
happy faces. It
was
sounds like
years
you'll be
ago.
good to go.
Do that, yes.
He's been through a lot of contractors dying.
Anyway, you are looking at the village of Kore. As you make your way down the road, contractors, how do you proceed?
We've got horses, right?
You do.
Good. Because I didn't want to do this trip on foot.
No one wanted to do this trip on foot.
Your horses are rentals from the stable at the Mariguard Academy. They could be your favorite. They could be just random ones that were assigned to you. It doesn't matter. That's up to you. They have been on a raft. Your horses are in decent shape, but they're probably pretty tired after this much travel. As you're approaching Kore, you see that there is a bridge ahead of you. And at the end of the bridge, there are a pair of, well, guards is kind of a strong word. There are a pair of townsfolk
Watchmen.
wielding pole arms.
Do
I
they
would
look?
suppose we'd ride up on them.
Do they look super alert, or like they're guarding the bridge so that no one will steal it?
The bridge.
Roll an insight check.
Okay.
You suspect they are trying to look alert. They look tired. They look like townsfolk that have been conscripted into defending a bridge, or rather, maybe defending the road. The bridge is likely not threatened of removal.
Let's threaten the bridge, you guys.
So as we approach, I say, "Hail! We're here from Mariguard."
The first guard, the one on the right-hand side, kind of a shorter human, looks up and says, "Oh, that's good news. Hold on, let me go get the mayor." And he looks to the other guard and nods, and then begins walking into town.
I
away
mean,
from
we
you.
could go to the mayor's place. We don't have to do this on the. All right.
The other guard looks at you and says, "Yeah, you can."
Right,
Yeah.
and then I proceed to start. I let the guy who's gonna announce us get about maybe a little bit less than halfway there, and then I start riding into town past the guard.
I don't know why we wouldn't meet at the town hall.
Right.
Well, all right, let's just follow
Right.
after him.
The guard says, the first guard, the one that's still standing there, says, "Town hall's the pretty red building with brick. You'll know it."
All right,
Yeah.
thank you.
Thank you.
It also probably says town hall.
It does.
You're doing a great job.
I believe we'll find it. Thank you.
Thank you. And he steps aside, recognizing the Mariguard Paisley and that you've declared you're of the Mariguard and they are expecting you. They do not halt your progress as you ride into town. You pass the guard that was going in to announce you, and you head in to the main street. Everyone roll perception to spot the town hall.
Ah,
Bregan's
great.
not here.
No, I don't know. I don't have him open.
Damn, doll.
Foundry does this weird thing where unrelated characters in unrelated games that are on entirely different foundries just
Just
appear.
like sometimes show up sometimes. Last
Not
time
even
it was
my
Peggy.
foundry. I don't understand. Okay.
Last time it was Peggy. This
Um,
time it's Bregan, like randomly showing up.
Anyone above a 10? Yes, you spot Town Hall. It's not hard to
Everybody but Brigan,
find.
who's not even
Unfortunately.
here.
That's why he can't see it.
That's right.
Different universe.
He's in the Feywild.
In the Feywild, he has disadvantage.
Yeah. In that dungeon, just like, why am I thinking about a town hall? Okay.
Suddenly confused.
This is the map of Kore. This is what we're going to be using for most of this section as you navigate the town. And as you pass the guard, he says, "Right, yep, it's over to the..."
Yeah, good job. You should get a
He-
pay raise.
He starts jogging, to try and catch up. Town hall is
Can
as
I-
you.
oh.
Can you?
I'm so sorry.
And I
As we approach town hall, Doll is keeping an eye out to see if anybody is taking a special notice of the Merryguard. See if anybody is.
Okay. So with those good perceptions, I'm not even going to ask you to reroll. The town is quiet. There's not a lot of people outside. There's an air of tension around the town. You see people are looking out windows or they're out on their front stoops, but they're not out on the streets doing things. And you see
Okay.
a lot of people are looking at you. Go ahead and roll me an insight check.
Okay. I think I'm good at the out.
Yeah.
Dang.
Doll.
Damn doll.
People look scared. And
Damn,
they see-
Daniel.
They see you all entering, and they look hopeful, optimistic that you're here, as if someone made a promise and it looks like it's being kept. That's generally what you see. There is some activity as you're making your way in. On the right-hand side, there is a blacksmith with an open front, and you see that there is what looks like an old woman that's hammering on an anvil. She looks up as you are making your way in, and she smiles, but she doesn't say anything. It just seems as though you guys are a breath of fresh air when it's gotten
Doll
stagnant.
winks.
Oh, Spring smiles back and is trying to look at what she's making.
Are we still getting that fire smell?
Yes, it's everywhere.
Okay.
Okay. Spring, roll me an investigation. Doll, roll me
Okay.
a charisma. Yeah, roll performance there, Griffix.
Not as charismatic.
You kind of wink,
Oh,
but it looks
good
like you
looking
have
lad.
soot in your eye a little bit.
Nah.
But the blacksmith just smiles as she had before. Griffix, you look like you know what you're going.
Cool.
You're putting on a good face. Spring, she's hammering a billet that is glowing orange. It does not look like it is anything yet.
But I know kind of what it is supposed to be.
It is a square piece of steel. It has not been.
Oh.
It's at the beginning.
It's
So
the raw materials.
you guess
Raw
its size. It could be anything from a small dagger to an axe head to a mace head to a pauldron. It could be literally like the chart of possibilities. It's the start.
Yep. Spring loves that. Spring
You
loves
suspect
that.
it is not a full breastplate.
Sure, that makes sense.
Ah, fresh potential.
Am I close enough? Am I close enough to this woman that I can kind of like brush my fingers on her?
No, not at all. She's inside
Thank
the
goodness.
blacksmith shop, and you guys are out on the street.
She gets
Well,
it up for
because-
blacksmiths.
No,
What
because
a wild
what
thing
she,
to do.
what she was gonna do was cast guidance. on
Okay.
her.
Still pretty
You're-
wild.
You would have to ride your horse through the blacksmith shop, and
Yeah,
that would
do
be
it.
not taken well.
Yeah,
Awfully
no,
wild.
that's not the point. I'm sorry. I was trying
Wait,
to. I was
don't
like,
you have
oh,
that teleportation thing?
No, our barbarian has those. Otherwise, she would do that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you could ride up, touch her, and then
Being-
teleport away and leave your horse behind. That'd be great.
No,
No,
but
don't.
like, she's not doing that. She'll
Okay.
just look.
All right. You acknowledge that this blacksmith has just begun a new project and seems pleased to see you all. Anyway, as you make your way down the main road, some of you looking like you're supposed to be there, you see there is a town hall that is on your left-hand side. As you make it there first, the doors are open. You're looking in, and you can see through. It's basically early afternoon at this point, and the sunlight is harsh on the outside, making it kind of impossible to see well inside. And that guardsman that's jogging up behind you, as he does, you hear him calling, "They're here, Mr. Mayor! They're here! Finally!" And the mayor pops out the door. And he looks up at the guard and he says, "You're supposed to tell me before they're at my front door." And then,
Oh no, sorry, that was us. We wanted to come meet you. Don't blame this guy.
"It's fine, one moment." And he steps back behind the door for a split second, and then he comes out wearing a very nice coat. It looks like it's made of almost tweed or maybe wool. It's very heavy, especially considering it's kind of warm here. But it makes sense, as this is a dark elf.
Oh.
As he approaches and he looks at you all and he says, "I'm relieved to see you all here. I hope you didn't have too troublesome a journey."
No.
It was long, but the narration for the whole thing took less than a minute.
"Oh, well, that's good to hear. I hope it wasn't too much of a tedium. Do y'all need maybe some food or drink? Or are you hopping right to the trouble?"
Well, it sounds like you've quite a bit of trouble.
Yes, we do.
I don't eat.
Well,
She doesn't eat.
Out of character, yes, you do.
You can say that if you want.
I know. I'm just. People get that confused a lot about Forge Mines. I need you to know that you
Maybe
do
she just likes
require food.
perpetuating misinformation.
Okay,
Valid
You-
character choice.
sure.
which raises other questions about the fact that she need to wash her hair, but I'll get back to that later. What's more important is, could we have a snack and you could tell us what's been going on?
Right, yeah, come on in. I have plenty of cheese and bread.
I hand my reins to the guy who tried to beat us here.
The poor card.
He's like running up, and he's. "Oh, I'm sorry."
Be a good lad.
He pulls your horse over to the hitching post and ties it up.
This is Pepper. Be careful, she bites.
Okay. I'll roll an animal.
Scythe dismounts and makes a whickering noise at her horse before she ties it up herself at the hitching post.
Okay.
Does she do this all the time?
You've seen her make horse noises at a horse before, yeah?
That's fabulous.
The horse looks back at you and just says,
Scythe nods.
all right.
Sup nod.
Some kind
Spring
of
doesn't-
like some deep exchange has clearly just happened between this barbarian and this horse. Not at all, but
It
no,
was
it's
basically,
like,
wait here. Okay.
I mean, it's basically like making baby talk at your cat. Like, this
Yeah.
was not real animal communication. This was just,
Sure.
you know.
All right. So all of you dismount and, in one way or another, attach your horses to the hitching post. As you head into the mayor's office, it looks like it was very nice at one point. It looks like a lot of damage caused maybe by water or weather, or just they haven't had the time or money to repair the issues to the building. It looks like there's lots of dust and paint peeling in corners, but at a glance it seems very nice. To those of you with a passive investigation of a 13 or higher, though, this place looks like it's seen better times. And he leads you into an office that's basically right off the main hall. And as he does, he begins pulling out like these large burlap baskets and pulls out bread and cheese and says, "I'm really quite relieved that you all made it here so quickly. I was worried we might be waiting for a couple months before we saw you. What all do you know?"
How much do we know?
That basically that there's been people disappearing and
Literally just that one person told us. Okay.
Yeah.
Families are going missing, and maybe there's strange creatures coming in, killing livestock.
right.
And the sheriff's gone missing too, right?
Yep. And he's looking amongst all of you as if like he's hoping for you to tell him something.
It's gonna be okay, but where was the last attack?
Okay. Well, they've gotten closer into town recently. Before it was once a month, then it was once a week. Now we've had 2 attacks in the last few days, so whoever it is, they're getting more aggressive, and our sheriff was taken trying to investigate what was happening. So I've had the townsfolk gather what arms they could and defend the main city proper, but I mean, they're these strange little, I don't know if they're devils or demons or creations, I don't know what they are, little spiny monsters. By themselves, they're not so scary, but when they group up and horde, it can be really untenable for untrained folk such as, well, I guess they're getting trained in the moment.
Is there a certain time of day they attack?
No, it's any time.
Day, night, morning?
It seems to be
Anytime.
random.
Okay.
They
Are
don't
they
really
attacking
attack
specific
at night.
people?
They don't attack at night.
Not really, no.
What are they doing at night then, I wonder?
That's a good question.
So is it just a coincidence your sheriff was taken? Was they just on the job?
No, he was out looking at the Tillery homestead, which is maybe 2 miles out of town, and he never came back. So I took he had 2 guardsmen with him, and we're running
didn't
out of
come
people,
back either?
frankly. No. I'm running out of
Why?
people to investigate this problem. So I've basically tried to say, I've had every farmstead on the outliers come in and stay in town. Everyone's basically holed up at the lodge right now until we can deal with this.
Is there anyone that's been attacked that's held up at the lodge and has survived any attacks and gone
Yeah.
away?
There's a few people, but everyone says the same story, that these spiny little fiends just broke into their homes and tried to rend them to pieces.
Have you seen
What is
them
it?
yourself?
Aye, I've fought them myself.
What do they look like? Spiny, fiends.
Kind of rust-colored, lots of eyes. Maybe 3 feet high on average.
Does that sound like anything any of us is familiar with?
Okay, so those of you who are proficient in Arcana can roll Arcana.
I'm on it.
No.
Okay.
Nope.
17.
17. There's a couple things that could be based off what he's saying. It could be a demon. If it is a demon, it might be a type of Yugoloth, which you know is, specifically Spring, you know is kind of, they're dangerous and unpredictable. Usually they're created with a purpose. Usually they're summoned into this plane for a task. If it's not a Yugoloth of some kind, it's probably some sort of abomination. That's what you get, both Griffix and Spring, with your 17 and an 18.
You're saying that the attacks have been random, but are they coming from a specific part of town, like the east or west, that we should maybe be looking for? Like the majority of the attacks.
I suppose the southern side of town see more than the north. It looks as though they have a hard time around the river.
As in they can't swim? They prefer just not to be there?
They don't like morning water.
I don't know. They haven't crossed the river. Anytime we've seen them near the river or coming into town that way was along the bridge, which is probably had a garrison there.
Right. Are they smart in the way they attack, or is it completely just feral bloodlust?
They attack until they die, so it doesn't seem too bright.
Okay.
Griffix, the bread and cheese looks fresh. Cheese smells good. You don't think it's gonna make you sick?
Awesome.
Are you lactose intolerant?
No, I'm good. I'm good. I just, what happens is, just being very perceptive about all the things of there being on the up and up or not, Important things like my stomach. That's all.
Sylvie's been shoveling food in her mouth this entire time, so it checks
Is there
out.
is there anything on the table that is sweet? Candy or fruit or anything like that?
There's... Okay.
Candy fruit.
Let's see. Nope. It's bread and cheese. And it looked like a pitcher of water.
Okay, size 1-8. She primarily eats candy.
I get it.
Okay. Did you
Fair.
just decide this now?
No.
Okay.
No.
All right.
It says in your write-up that they like sugary foods, so...
That's great.
It's true.
I love that.
So
So if we just went like, well, what did you say? South is where they're getting most hit. You think we might just come on these things?
you might, especially if the farther away from town you get, the more of them there seem to be. But we don't know where they're coming from.
Well, if they're summons of some kind, then we have to take out whatever it is that's summoning them.
I'd
Maybe
to
there's
take
like a
look at-
hole in the space-time continuum.
I'd like to
Wait,
take a look at the ground near where the attacks
sure.
have been happening, see if we can trace it.
You might. Okay, so my recommendation, what I was thinking, if I could get some folks together, is to go out and look at the home the sheriff was investigating where he was taken.
A good place to start.
Yes.
We don't have.
Yeah, the Tillery homestead, you said?
Yeah.
Sounds good. Where's that?
No
Point of
time like the
order.
present.
Lead the way.
It's straight east. If you go off and follow the short road past the river and just follow it, you'll come across a rock trail, and then it'll be on your right after a mile.
All right.
What? 20-minute stroll if we take it easy. So
Five
If
starts
you-
walking.
I
Oh,
I
shit,
recommend
hold on.
you keep your horses in town, because they've been known to get overwhelmed.
Gotcha.
All right, we'll go on foot.
All right. Just be careful, and if you need supplies, we have plenty, as we don't have the men to carry it all.
By supplies, you mean like health potions?
What have you learned fighting them? Is there anything they dislike?
Oh, well, Scythe will stop walking when he asks that question because that's a very good question.
They seem to not mind. Well, they seem particularly tough to slash. It seems like arrows and piercing weapons do the best.
It.
Alright.
And he looks at you and he says, "Do you need a spear?"
Yeah, if you got one laying around. Got a couple javelins on me, but I got a longsword and a halberd, and they're not really...
Why don't you go talk to the blacksmith and see what she has for you? And tell her I sent you.
Oh, alright.
What's her name?
Megara.
Meg.
Meg!
Yeah, I can do that. So about those health potions.
I don't have any health potions.
Shit, just thought I'd try.
You could look for some healing salves from the apothecary, but I don't think they'd be up to your standard.
Well, I don't have any, so...
I see.
Any little thing helps.
Does anybody have any health potions?
Oh wow! You know, we should.
What did you spend all your money on?
This halberd. It's really sharp.
That's what you spent your last paycheck on.
Is it a magical
halberd.
helmet?
It's shiny. It is. It's a +1.
Okay, then you are aware that it likely.
Yeah,
Even-
magic weapons are going to cut through DR.
Yeah,
Unless it's, like,
Oh,
a magic DR.
you are
Well,
aware of that. Yeah.
maybe I want a free spear anyways. Don't ruin this for me.
Okay.
I mean, Scythe did not say that. Scythe is not commenting on your weapon choices.
I have Doll kind of edges closer and gives Sylvie a regular little healing potion.
You're Sharon?
Yeah, I got two.
Thanks, Dollface.
Anytime.
He says long-sufferingly.
Spring will lean down. She'll never learn if you just keep giving it to her.
No, don't worry about it.
I just get things. How did you say I don't have them, but I get them? I love this.
Spring, just like a gesture.
Scythe is just walking.
Yeah, so,
Oh, so you're leaving.
blacksmith, east. Got it.
Okay, so you
So I guess we're headed to the blacksmith first.
you head back up the road to the blacksmith's and you find what she was making was a shield.
Candlestick holder. Oh.
Oh,
It is spread out into the shield boss, and you can see that she's pulled out some wood to be carved into the actual planks of the shield. She looks up and says, "What do I owe the pleasure?"
the mayor.
Mercenaries.
Shit, we didn't get his name, did we?
Dorgan.
Mariguard. Dworgen.
Durgan.
Durgan. Sylvie would 100% get it wrong, though.
Dworgen the Dwargar,
That's
yeah.
in character, yeah.
He's a dark elf, not a dark dwarf.
That'd be
He's-
really funny then.
That would be-
I wrote down dwarf first, but
It is.
Oh, okay.
He is a gray dwarf named Dorgan.
Okay.
Well, there
Sorry,
you
I
go.
wrote, it, I wrote it down wrong.
Dwerger named Dwigger. He said that you could hook me up with a spear.
Oh, I have a couple spears. I have a couple pikes. I have a trident.
That's 2 on the nose. I'll take a spear.
Got any bullets?
All right, you got 10 gold.
Well, I mean, the mayor said that we could cut. Yeah, I got 10 gold.
Okay, she gives you a spear.
Free shit. She's just mumbling to herself as she takes the spear.
If he said it was free, then he lied to you, because I need to eat.
Well, he didn't say that. He said, tell her I sent you.
You should
I
pay
made my assumptions.
Sylvie.
Well, they're originally 15 gold, so
Oh, thanks.
you're welcome.
That is very kind of you. And a
Very
good
sweet.
shield.
You got
That
any
you're
bullets?
Bullets for what?
Scythe pulls up the rifle,
Let me take a look at it.
pulls it out.
She looks at your rifle, looks at the breech, and you see that she takes out a small tool and measures it, and she says, "I don't, but I can. Have you got 20 minutes?"
Scythe looks at the others.
Yeah.
Okay.
Scythe nods.
All right. How many do you need?
100.
Ouch.
15?
20.
10?
You just want plain lead?
Oh God, I'm so sorry.
Or-
I thought I was needed.
That's fine.
All right. A gold for 20.
Scythe will just pull out a gold, slide it over.
You watch as she nods and then immediately begins the process. She bores out a piece of wood in 20 slots as she sets basically just a cast that she fills with lead. You guys can stand here and watch her do it, or you can go off and do something else.
I think Sylvie's just gonna be eyeing the roads, generally speaking, because these things apparently attack at random. So she's just gonna be on her guard while they're in town.
Okay. Go ahead and roll me a perception. Ire, what are you doing while this is happening?
Just looking around to see where the lodge might be.
Okay, roll me. Actually, you don't have to roll anything. The lodge is one of the only buildings that look as though there is business going in and out of it. It's a large 3-story building that is, well, I'll just point it to you on the map. That would be easier. It's at the edge of the river, right here.
Okay.
A good place for it if it don't like water. I would just like to preface, I rolled a natural 1 on my perception. I think Sylvie's watching this blacksmith work intently.
Okay.
Spring is absolutely doing the same thing.
I don't think for the same reasons.
Certainly not for the same reason. In fact, Spring looks over a little suspicious, why does Sylvie care about this?
Yeah.
I'm just figure out
Some
why
good
she cares.
stuff. Got good hands.
Like
She
watching
is
those
ignoring
YouTube
you.
Strong
videos
arms.
where stuff like
Oh man.
getting made, just super soothing.
Yep, that's
Scythe is
it.
watching too, but it's for just because it's not like she's gonna learn anything here.
Spring will at least have pulled up if there's anything close to a chair or something to this effect. Just sit, watch.
That's
hang out.
dangerous.
Mhm.
Sitting, very dangerous. Ugh.
I'd like to go to the lodge and ask to see some of the scars or wounds from people who've been attacked from this thing. Maybe talk to somebody at the lodge.
Okay.
I
The
think
lodge.
that's a good idea.
Okay, so, all right, that's not a bad idea. Who's going to the lodge and who's not?
I'll accompany Griffix
I'm
to the
going
lodge.
to the lodge too.
All right, so Spring is hitting on the blacksmith, who's ignoring her. No, not Spring.
Yep.
Sorry,
No.
Sylvie is hitting on the blacksmith, ignoring her.
Spring is completely innocent.
watching.
Sylvie is the one objectifying this blacksmith.
What is Scythe doing?
Spring is primarily watching the smithing thing.
Are you
It's-
waiting for your
it-
bullets?
I think I'm waiting for my bullets. It feels weird to just leave these two here and not wait for my bullets. Although I'm interested in standing and watching what goes on at the lodge. It's unlikely to say much, so
Okay.
Pop in when we're done here.
yeah, when we're done we can catch up.
Yeah.
All right. One moment, please.
Go super sleuths.
All right. This is not accurate to what I've assigned this to be. All right.
Uh-oh.
The scene broke. What? Okay, so you guys go
Not
to the
the
lodge.
scene.
It's fine. You guys go to the lodge. You see that it is named the Heart of the Core.
Aw.
It is
I get it.
packed, but oddly quiet. And as you enter, you see people are turning to you, and they recognize that you're new in town, and they recognize the Mariguard insignia. At least some of them do. And you hear whispers begin to start up. You see that the tables are filled with people that look as though they've been there for a long time. They have cards. They have what looks like maybe knitting projects or sewing projects they're trying to deal with. Papers all over some of the tables. It kind of smells unpleasant in here. It smells of sweat and fear. But that being said, when you enter the tavern, you see that there is the counter on the far side of it, and there is a human man looking at you as you enter, and he kind of voices the question that everyone is wondering. When you come in, he says, "Are you here to help us?"
Yes, we're here to help. And also, we just would like to know more information before we go right out. I'd like to talk to somebody who's been recently attacked. Maybe find out what kind of, bite marks or scars they have.
you see the tavern owner, or at least the barkeeper, is looking at you and nods, and then gestures and with his eyes. And you kind of glance down, and you see there is a child, maybe looks like a half-orc child, maybe 7 or 8. His shoulder and arms are all bandaged all the way up. And he says, I was attached. I can help.
All right. I squat down to get to his level. Like, would it hurt if I touched the bandages?
He nods.
Okay. Why don't you just tell me, how deep did the cuts go? Did it bite you? Did it scratch you? What happened?
It clawed me.
Okay.
It came out of nowhere, as if it was next to me, and then it wasn't. It just appeared.
And what were you doing when you were attacked?
I was mucking out the stables.
Okay. And was there one of them, or more than one?
Just one.
And you ran away?
He nods.
You did the right thing. Anything you think we should know?
He kind of looks around, and he kind of whispers, and he says, everyone's saying they have lots of eyes, but I just saw 2. And they're black.
Thank you. Good to know.
And they're green. Not their eyes. They're green.
All right.
Black eyes and green body. Do they have any other telling features?
Real scary.
And scary. Were there any other, looking around the lodge before voicing out to see, is there anyone else, eyeing the child specifically that, might be close to the child that they would have maybe have gone to?
Roll an insight.
Nope. It's alone.
A 0.
With a 0, everyone is
no,
kind of keeping their distance. You suddenly get the impression this kid doesn't have anyone.
Aw.
Why would you say that?
He's abandoned. They abandoned him at the stables.
Who abandoned him?
Are there any other witnesses besides the kid that has recently seen these monsters or him against them?
You hear one person, as the kid is talking to you, you hear another person from across the room say, one of them was a rat, turned into a monster, right in front of me.
Really?
Oi! And you see it's this very rowdy dwarf who has had a lot to drink. You can smell whiskey on him as you approach to talk to him, but he seems very certain of himself.
Okay.
It was
And how did you get away?
He kind of looks a little sheepish around himself, and he says, it scared me good, so I ran.
Okay.
What were you doing at the time when you saw the rat turn into this creature?
I was trying to muck rats out from the back of my house.
Where's your house located?
He points west and says, a mile and a half off the Guild Road.
So they're coming out of nowhere, and they're in one form and turning into these creatures. Does sound like the work of someone doing it, and not just random creatures just coming in from the woods or anything.
People are kind of looking amongst each other at that question, and they always come out as if nowhere. They appear, or they turn from a monster, or they disappear. Or maybe they just get very small.
Okay, DM.
Yeah?
While they're talking, I have been just scanning the crowd. Does anybody look like they're kind of having the opposite reaction to everyone around them, to our presence? Like somebody looks nervous now that we're here?
Roll insight.
Anybody seem sus?
Any rats?
Are there any rats in? Is there anybody
No.
that looks like 20 rats? in
Oh
the crowd?
no!
No?
Can I use my inspiration from the other I'm just kidding.
Oh, I'm sorry.
We all started with an inspiration.
Everyone starts with 1 inspiration.
Oh, I
I
wanted
said
to roll
that during session 0.
Okay, well, I forgot. I'm sorry. I'm stupid.
I
Use
remember
it
because I
here?
marked it.
Stupid.
I do want to use it here.
So do so.
Wow, the duality of doll.
That was crazy.
The
Natural
duality.
20 for a 29.
Holy
Mhm.
shit. That was a worthy reroll.
Hold on.
I mean, it's okay if nobody is sus, but I really wanted to know.
I don't know.
The
I
doll.
think someone might be sus.
Duality.
The duality of
You
doll.
do see there is one individual who doesn't look suspicious, but instead of looking hopeful or concerned or like frightened by these, he looks curious. He's like looking at your group with almost a smile on his face. A slight look of amusement.
What's he look like? What's his deal?
Kill him.
He is... Yeah, just kill him. Just walk up to him.
Calm down.
So aesthetically, he looks like a Tridonian. His skin's a little bit more bronze color. He's a human man with dark brown hair, brown eyes. He is wearing a long brown coat, and you see that in front of him is a plate of a half-finished meal, and he's kind of leaning on the counter and looking at you all with a slight look of amusement on his face.
Okay.
Is it a
Very subtle.
meal of cheese?
No, it looks like stew and potatoes.
Oh, okay.
I'm sorry to
Well-
disappoint you.
Well, as
Well,
my colleagues are talking, I kind of start to casually edge towards him, just like I'm like looking around. That's it. Go ahead. Sorry.
Okay.
Well, you know what happens is you're the only one on to an actual lead over here, and we're not aware of what you're aware of. So it's kind of like we're just chewing the scenery while you try and figure something out here. So let's
But
just
it's
get to
tasty
that.
scenery.
I'm not aware of anything in the scenery. I didn't
Yeah,
even
he
realize
rolls
Doll was
0.
with us.
Wow. He's very
Uh,
sneaky.
Right.
It's
I think
very
at this
sneaky.
point, there's been a good amount of conversation at the tavern. The Megara finishes your bullets. You have 20 additional bullets that fit your musket, rifle,
Great.
gun, firearm.
Thanks.
So
Yeah.
if I make it back here in one piece, save your town.
I'm sorry, you've been talking to me the whole time.
Yeah, I have.
I was focused. What you need?
Directions
this
to the
a lot.
lodge.
Oh, it's just
Great.
up the street there.
You don't need to be part of this conversation. Yep, thank you.
No problem.
Hmm.
Thanks for your help.
Let's go. Yep. Let's go.
Scythe makes a noise, and it could just be some kind of internal creaking noise, or like a piston scraping against something, but it could also be Scythe snickering at Sylvie as she walks towards the lodge.
Okay.
You do good work, Meg. Thanks.
See the dwarf that was saying he was mucking about with rats and trying to get rid of them.
Yep, just
I-
fucking around with rats.
Just fucking around with rats. I give him a little bit of an inquisitive look and ask that, has the town before these attacks happened, has there been any particular woes occurring, like maybe neighboring enemies, anyone that maybe doesn't actually like your town particularly?
You
He
see,
seems well versed in living
he's
here.
kind of scratching at his long beard as he considers. I'm gonna roll a history check. He rolled a natural 20.
Whoa.
Well, he's drunk. Hold on, I gotta roll again.
Oh.
He's a dwarf, though.
Yeah, it should just give him
It's
It's
advantage.
okay.
natural state of
He
being.
rolled a natural 19 on his second roll. so,
Damn.
This drunk knows his,
Local
knows
historian.
his
He's
shit.
a smarty boy.
The dwarf looks at you and says, "Now that you mention it, I certainly come to remember pretty dire news a few months ago. Maybe about 40 miles up the road. Neighboring town was wiped off the face of the map by orcs.
Marks, you say?
Mm-hmm. They didn't come this way. We heard there were a few refugees that came to town. Some of them stayed, some of them left. What I do recall the most, was that they said there was an orc chieftain that was on a warpath to another tribe, farther up north. So we felt lucky in that they missed us.
That is fortunate. Could you point out who would be the survivors that stay behind in your humble little village?
He shakes his head.
Okay.
They've all been slain.
Interesting.
All but that one.
The
They've been
kid.
slain.
Not the kid. He points to the one at the counter. The one who is
Chuckles.
eating a half-plate of stew. Yeah, Chuckles, sure. That one.
The amused one.
It is at this moment that Scythe, Sylvie, and Spring enter the tavern.
Is this the tavern?
The entire tavern looks at you, and the barkeeper says, "Yeah,
Hey,
welcome to the heart
You
of
would
the
think
core."
that
I found it, guys.
you would think that of all places you would know what a tavern looks like.
The fuck is that supposed to mean?
Means you're in taverns a lot.
I guess that is accurate. So,
Good job, Sylvie.
Yep.
I kind of sidle up to this guy that's at the bar eating. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of give him a nod. Say, hey, man.
Hello.
So
And
I
he takes a
hear
drink.
you might have been a survivor of one of these attacks that are happening.
Yes. Yes, I have.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Everyone in this town is sorry. Everyone
Not
is...
you so much.
It's tragic.
It is.
But everyone is sorry for living, sorry for hiding, sorry for being afraid. Not so many are standing up for themselves. And I don't understand why.
Got any theories?
Everyone is untrained. Everyone is afraid. Where I come from, we fight for things that, we care about, whether we're afraid or not.
Where do you come from?
Aye. Dave Major.
Oh, I'm sorry. Hello.
East. I come from East.
Ah, I see. All right. Kind of a local guy myself. All right. Well, is there anything you can think of that might help us?
Don't run like cowards. That's what I've been seeing lately. But more than anything else, you all seem armed and armored. I suspect real soldiers like you are not going to have the same problems that
Yeah,
folk
it's just
around
about finding where the vermin are coming from, really. Usually the problem.
that I cannot be any help with.
All right. Well, thank you anyway.
insight check.
Roll
I'm
an
not there,
insight.
but you should insight check.
Yes.
I'm
I
not
will.
there. Sylvie's trying to get a drink.
I mean, do I think he seems pretty genuine just in the conversation?
Roll insight.
I shall. 21.
Okay, hold on.
When you get a sec, is there anyone in here who looks like they need treatment, like injuries that are dire?
The most injured one is the child. And they are
And the
bandaged
child's
because
been
they've been
bandaged.
taken care of. No one is actively bleeding on the floor.
Okay.
This individual is hard to read, doll. Very hard to read.
What?
Too slick for you.
Oh man. What's your name, stranger?
Hey, Typhon.
Typhon. I'm Renz. Nice to meet you.
Forgot his name was
It is a
Dahl.
pleasure. You're not from around here for sure.
Me? No. No, I'm from the city? From Augur City, aren't I?
I'm from the city.
Quote unquote. I love to play on local street.
With the rest of humans.
I love breathing oxygen.
Well, Rains, it is a pleasure to meet you. I hope to see you around again.
I'm sure you will, Typhon. He kind of pats the bar and walks away. And then he returns.
Why?
Huh? What? I'm sorry, what, Sylvie?
Did you land that guy? Because I shot my shit with the blacksmith. Nothing.
No, that guy is. I don't know, man. I can't read him. It's weird. Something weird about him.
Weird, like.
Can I
suspicious,
get
weird?
passive perceptions?
The perception. Let's see.
19.
Wow, mine's also 19.
Mine is 12.
12.
11.
No,
18?
not
18?
Not
Oh,
roll
now perception check. So
Passive
sorry.
Oh.
perception. So
Passive perception.
It's on your sheet.
Not too sure where.
Left hand side, wisdom, investigation, and perception.
It's under your
Perception's the top.
saving throws.
Oh, it's 9.
9.
Yeah, I was like, how can you have an 18 if you have a 9 wisdom?
Never mind. Ire, you're not worried at all. You don't know what's going on.
Having a great time.
I
You're
like
just,
the gloomy vibe.
yeah, you're chilling. Everybody with a passive perception above 18, you see Typhon, this individual who's at the bar, stand up and head around the back of the bar and seems to disappear.
A guy? That's the guy?
I feel like I gotta follow him.
So sus. We gotta follow up on that.
What?
I'm bad at the sneaking. You follow him, I'll get the group around back.
No one else saw what you guys saw.
I know, Doll and Sylvie are telling each other this. Or at least Sylvie's telling at Doll.
I was standing there going, what?
What?
Quietly, I tell him he just ducked out. Should I follow him?
Yeah, you go follow, we'll go around the front.
Okay.
Or
I'm
out the
gonna wait
front.
a little bit and then try and do the same thing.
Okay.
I mean, I
Sylvie's
feel like that's
ushering
hard.
everybody at the front door.
I love the idea that like Sylvie just got her drink and then we're like immediately.
She just
Wait.
she smashes it.
Why being so pushy? Where are we going?
I'll explain. Oh well, fuck. Follow my lead. Let's get the fuck out of here.
You're not the
Okay.
leader.
I'm the captain.
If anybody else is sneaky, they could come with me. I don't know.
I'm not. I have a negative to mine, so I have to go out the front door.
Yeah, I have disadvantage. I will.
I'm an adamantine half-plate, so.
Yeah, the bulk of us are not very sneaky.
Okay. Many of you file out the front of the tavern. I'm not
Yep,
gonna say
we're
everybody.
gonna go
Griffix, what are you doing?
check shit out.
Am I aware of anything? I just see everybody in the group
Yeah.
starting to disperse all of a sudden. I didn't have the passive perception to notice. So what am I working with here?
They quietly communicated to you that guy just slipped out. The guy they were
Okay.
talking to.
That a guy that kind of made me suspicious a little.
All right, Doll, I follow you, but probably like 15 feet back. You know, with the lack of armor, at least I'm not a marching band, and
Yeah.
you know, hopefully.
There's nothing wrong with a one-man band. All right. Anybody being
No,
stealthy, please roll stealth.
Don't I have a... Yeah, I got the cloak.
A band pitchage. Oof, good roll.
I finally did something right. Yeah.
Woohoo.
Hey,
So sneaky.
not too bad.
So snapped.
22 and a 27. Okay. Yeah, you head out the direction that individual ducked out. When you go back behind the bar, you see there is a narrow hallway lined with crates, and there is a door that leads probably out the building based on the shape of the building. The door is closed.
There's any other exit? No
There is
windows, no
into the
nothing?
kitchen on the
Okay.
left-hand side. So you're kind of leading this doll.
I go out the door. Or I creep up to it and like kind of try to peek out.
Okay. You can roll perception to listen at the door.
Okay.
If you'd like to go farther than that, you can roll a perception to...
I'll listen before I open it. That seems smart. It's 20. I'm rolling well tonight.
As you get to the door, you hear, as if you just caught the edge of it, you hear footsteps going away on gravel.
Okay. Then I will try to open the door as quietly as I can.
Okay, we're gonna go with the same stealth check. So, Griffix, you come up behind Doll as Doll is just pushing this door open. Both of you catch the image of a shape just as it goes behind the back of the building.
Okay, I look at Griffix to make sure that he caught it too, and head that
While
way.
they're sneaking and tailing him, since we hurried out the front of the door to head off to the back, are we noticing anything yet?
So you guys came out the front.
Yep.
Yes.
But
You're-
Sylvie's intention was funneling them toward the back. Because she knew the general direction. Wow. The general direction that this guy was going.
Okay. I don't understand.
Me neither.
So you
She got everybody
left
who
the
was not
front.
sneaky out the front with the
Right.
intention of going around to the back.
Okay, around the right-hand side, which was the direction that they were going to sneak in, or on the left-hand side?
I think the left,
The left, yeah, so that we wouldn't
Yeah.
be
Okay.
Wouldn't
stomping around
directly
in the
be
same direction. Yeah.
ruining whatever the sneakier people were doing.
So if you're just moving at normal speed, you can
Yeah.
get there quickly. You can try to stealth to hide that you're approaching that direction.
I don't know if that's gonna work
Okay.
for most of us. So I don't even think bothering to try. Like I think Sylvie's
Try.
like, hey, we're just checking things out around this town.
I can move quietly at the same speed as that I go normally. It's just that I'm at disadvantage because of the armor. Because of
Okay, but you're the
wolf.
only one.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I
you'll
think
sneak
Sylvie's-
and just like up faster than everybody else and still.
Sylvie's
sneak around
putting
with
up the
hands.
front of they haven't been tipped off to anything. They just happen to be moving in this direction.
Okay. Everybody who's going around the left-hand side of the building with Sylvie, please roll me perception at disadvantage.
Talking too loud.
All right.
Oh,
So-
terrible.
As
Oh, 7, 7, 7, 5.
oh boy.
5, 9.
All right. Doll and
Parade.
Griffix, you are creeping around. You're going out the back. You're following this individual. As you round the corner, I need you to roll me another stealth check. Because you're
Sorry,
walking
what?
on gravel now. I need another stealth from you too. You're walking
Okay.
on gravel, which is really hard to be sneaky on.
Raunchy.
Not as good. 21. 21.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
Oh well.
Oh well.
All right. As you round the corner, hold on. I have to read a thing.
Oh no. Reading.
What is this guy? Who is this guy?
I don't know, but he's handsome. Or he
Hey.
isn't, but I just have that feeling in my heart.
You always
Like-
have that feeling in your heart.
Yeah.
He's a dragon.
Gosh.
I need
Well, we're fine.
I need both of you to make a wisdom saving throw.
Oh, no. Oh no.
Good thing we're nearby.
Ish.
That's not great, you guys. That's a 10.
I don't know if I know how to do that.
So on Foundry, if you click on your attribute, it will give you a question asking if you want an ability check or a saving throw.
Got it. Thank you.
Oof, guys.
Okay,
They're not
so what
Wait, is
happens
this
is
Charm.
no.
Okay.
You don't even know what you see. As you round the corner, both of you, hold on. I need to roll a thing. Okay, this is going to be interesting.
Mm.
Hey, could you stay open? That'd be cool.
No.
It literally will not work with me here.
I do love the fact that Griffix's stealth check was so bad that Sylvie, Scythe, and Ire would be able to perceive him.
He was doing good though.
Yeah.
Okay, I need you to roll me. I need both of you to roll me a d10.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
1 and a
Uh-oh.
10. Both ends of the spectrum, so we see how fucked up one side is.
Shambles.
All right, roll me a d8,
Mhm.
please, doll. A 10.
Okay.
Okay, that was the bad end.
5.
Okay. Griffix, you suddenly get the image of you are being assailed suddenly. Something is attacking you, and you need to
Shit.
make a melee attack immediately, Griffix.
Okay.
Doll,
A melee attack with your
as you
python.
round this corner, suddenly
I got a dagger.
you feel as though the whole corner's turned. You are heading the wrong direction. And you turn around, and you immediately take a sharp right turn, heading backwards and away from the actual building.
Wait, what?
And then
Wait.
Griffix attacks you.
What the fuck? Wait,
Attack-
what the fuck?
Attack doll?
Yes.
Oh my god.
Oh no.
Good thing the
I love-
barbarian didn't go with doll.
I love confusion tables.
I'm embarrassed to say I have no idea how to attack. I've played on
So
Foundry
click on-
before.
So on your character sheet on Foundry, click on the inventory, and then you'll see that your weapon, go ahead and click the little dice next to it to prompt an attack. It will show up in the chat window where you can click on attack and then damage.
Well, so much for that dagger I thought I had.
I
I'm
can
gonna
put...
sort of roll
Do you have a fancy dagger or just a dagger?
dagger.
Hold on, I'll put one... Nope. Sorry, hold on. There we go. Hey, can you work with me, please, Mr. Foundry?
Mr.
Okay.
Foundry.
Bring
Stop
me a
being dumb.
dagger.
Dum, 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 dum.
Okay, Griffix. Inventory. I see 2 daggers in your inventory,
You can dual wield me.
but
Yeah, I
they're
know,
not
that's
equipped.
horrible.
Now they are.
Yeah.
Okay. You now have a dagger in your hand.
I see.
I believe you. I'm sure I do.
So, okay. So open up on the actor page. You click on Griffix's face to pull up his character sheet, right?
Yeah.
Then you click on inventory, and you'll see weapons, unarmed strike, dagger, new weapon.
This is what I'm seeing.
Refresh your Foundry.
All this to attack my friend.
I know.
Maybe. I just don't think my browser wants to do this.
I get it.
I'm now looking at a blank screen. Wait, it's coming back.
Yeah, it'll just take a second.
Good news, everyone.
Hooray! Welcome back. Oh, what the hell?
I forgot how to make my character sheet show up. It's like,
um,
oh, there it is. No, I still don't know. Where's my icon to click on? Or something?
Okay, so on the top right bar, you see there's a little highlight called Actors.
Looks like a little dude.
Then you'll see a little folder called The Party. You can see Griffix Sojourn in that folder. You click it open.
Oh yeah, over here. Got it. And do I have stuff? Oh, that's effects. Inventory.
Inventory.
Oh, look, I have stuff. This is so much better than before.
Good.
Okay.
So click on a dagger, click on a little d20 that appears. It'll show up in the chat log. You can click attack, and if it hits, then you can click damage. Doll, what's your AC out of curiosity?
17. Oh, it hits.
It
you
hits.
got me.
You get stabbed. Okay, go ahead and roll damage.
Put
Oh,
somebody.
As you both are affected by the confusion spell, you have no idea what the fuck's going on. Everybody else,
Hey.
you suddenly hear a scrabble coming from the far side of the building. As you
Oh
are heading
shit!
down.
Step it up, guys. There's a fight.
You run
Oh,
around
no.
the back of the building. You don't see anything.
Oh, except doll. Like,
Well,
what the
you
fuck?
guys are off the right side of the building, so
Okay.
they run around the back of the building, and you see doll bleeding. That's been a turn. You're still confused. Roll me both wisdom save, both of you. Let's see what else
happened
happens.
here?
Doll
Nope.
is still confused. Doll, roll me a d8 or a d10.
I am confused.
I know. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Are we there? Are we there yet, or do we need another turn?
You
to
guys
get
have
there?
just gotten here. You guys
It's
get around the
fine.
back of the building. You see these two very lost. Griffix, you are no longer confused. You come out. You have a dagger in Doll's shoulder.
Yeah.
Whatever it was that was attacking you, you realize you just stabbed Doll.
Ow.
I knew I didn't want to buy a dagger.
Okay, so
I
you
knew
roll the
it.
d10. Hold on. Let's see what happens.
I rolled a 6.
Okay, you are just stunned. You just are standing there.
Makes sense. Your friend just stabbed you.
I'm speechless.
I make a I'd like to look around for the guy we were trying to follow, the
Yeah.
guy who was on crunchy gravel.
Roll perception
Can I,
disadvantage.
can I see if there was like a trap of some kind that they triggered or anything?
Roll investigation.
And
Griffix,
back
you
to
don't
him.
see hide nor hair of this fellow.
Can
You
I
don't know
check for
where the hell
footprints
he
in the gravel?
13.
Roll survival. Spring, you do not see any sign of a trap. You see some blood. Looks
Okay.
like Doll's blood.
What
Well,
happened?
That was nothing.
Scythe, you see there are 2 footprints at the corner of the building that there's no way they should be there because they are stopped and turned, and then it looks as though they're gone. You don't see any
Scythe hunkers
others.
over them and just stares down at them.
Ire, you are
I'm gonna-
behind them as this happens. I'd like Ire to roll me an investigation check, please, as you're looking around at this
Okay.
whole situation.
Ooh.
With a 20, hold on, that has a chance. I gotta roll.
I'm gonna.
Okay.
Doll, Spring is gonna push one of her healing potions, like, against your chest. You need it? You're down 1.
I'm stunned.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's still a turn. She's not.
Method
Doll
acting.
cannot do anything. There's like a full turn that passes. Doll, roll me another wisdom save.
Ugh.
It lasts a minute, otherwise.
Oh shit.
Oh, finally.
Okay,
Oh,
you come out of
hooray.
confusion.
Ah.
I pull also,
my
while we were walking, I pulled out a silver flask and I have it unstoppered as waiting to see all the chaos that has just unfolded before us.
Where'd it go? Where'd the god? That mother.
What
Rat.
happened?
Can anybody look for tracks?
So the guy disappeared.
Hey, Ire. Which vestment did you choose? Water, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. So, as you are looking around, you catch a hint of magic. It's always weird whenever this happens, but it's almost as though your patron shows you where magic has happened. And you see it's almost as though rising bubbles from deep below are drifting above the grass just outside the gravel. And then they're gone. There was a magical effect that originated there. You don't know what it is, but you catch it with that 20.
When you ask about tracks, Scythe will point to the tracks you found.
They just disappear.
I walk over to where the tracks are to look around the area since I noticed the little magical bubble before I was going, checking to see if it went up or where hide or hair this person could have just
So
popped into existence and out of.
the effects of that magic, basically the residue that you spotted, that's not right where the tracks are. It's over the grass off the side of the gravel.
I head over to where the grass is, then over the side of the gravel.
Roll me perception at disadvantage.
Okay.
What the fuck is happening?
Weird
We are all
stuff.
confused.
Oh,
Oh.
I don't see shit
you
now.
don't see shit. You don't know. It's weird. You know there was a magical effect here. You don't know what. And you don't know where where it went. It seems to be gone.
So that guy was fucking weird.
I told you there's something to, I don't know. I just couldn't get a read on him, and that's weird, you know?
Well, he fucking got something to do with this. We should probably tell the people in there that if he comes back, they need to get him the fuck out of there.
Maybe they know him. We need to, like, does he live here? Is this a guy people
Well,
know?
he was one of the survivors of the orc invasion.
Oh, a refugee, right.
Or he just looked like.
That's true. Maybe he was part of that.
He told me, I don't know, I saw him smiling, so I went to see what his deal was, right? And he told me that the people here are weak and cowardly. But not, not like, wahaha, cower before me. Just more like, where I'm from, we don't get down like this, we're
Where
tough.
the fuck is he from?
West, he said it, I didn't know what it was.
East.
He had an accent. East, I'm sorry. Yeah, he said East. He told me the name. I don't remember it.
Can I roll like history or something? Do I know where this is? Where? I don't know. I don't
You know
the
where
map.
East is. East is that direction.
He's that way.
I go.
I head
"Is-
over back to the group as they're discussing the guy, bewildered by the bubbles, and it seems the spot of magic. And it's like, where are you saying he was from?
Echo. So, what's the word he said? Is that something I might have been familiar with, but I'm just not.
Being
'cause
from
I'm
Augur
stupid.
City, it's possible. Roll me history.
Okay, thank you. The doll is not as dumb as
DC
I
is
am.
12.
I'm not great at history. Oh, didn't get there. 5.
Nope.
Damn.
He said a name you'd never heard of him before.
He
You
had
don't
an
know who it was.
accent. I don't know.
Well, if he was a refugee from that initial thing with the orcs and came here. Maybe he was just pretending to be one, and this is their next hit.
You said his
Like
name was-
what Spring said.
Griffix,
Yeah.
I'd like an investigation check from you, please.
Come on, house. Oh no.
Oh, the
Oh,
dice. The dice say no, unfortunately.
Or you could use your ISPO.
It's good.
Good.
I'm sorry, use my inspiration right now? Is that what you said?
I read, yeah.
If you want-
I'll
no.
lay it on the
You
table.
don't have to. It's
No, absolutely
Certainly
not.
not obliged.
I'm doing that. Sure.
Oh,
okay.
Reroll it.
Reroll it.
Nice. Okay, come on. Oh, that's way
Hey!
Ooh,
yay!
a twist of fate.
Okay. For the 24, Griffix, and your history in investigating things and what you've done in your life, something clearly doesn't add up here. The individual that you were following, suddenly you became confused, and then they're gone. With a 24 and you're looking around, you investigate the spot where you last saw him. You know he went around the back of the building. And as you look there, you turn and you look toward the grass, where Ire had stood for a moment and then back towards you. You see the grass has parted slightly, as though
Still
a
here.
figure moved that way.
Okay, I saw the grass part and move
No, you see
Or it's
that
parted
it is,
as it happened in the past.
Yes.
Okay. All right. That's a promising sign. I start walking in that direction.
okay.
Are you onto something that we're not privy to, Griffix?
Maybe it tracks.
Sylvie
noticed
follows
some-
after.
As
Right.
Griffix ends up walking towards me, I said, I noticed that there was something weird going on there. It's like bubbles are
Okay.
occurring, but I'm not too sure.
Specifically to
exactly.
Ire, you have seen this before. It is your patron cluing you in that magic was there. No
And
one
it
else
just
saw.
happened to take the form of
Oh,
bubbles.
because it's
Yes.
water aspect.
Oh.
That's cute.
I'm
That
not
was
sure
your
why.
hint
Sorry
from
for
your
confusing
patron.
you.
Oh, sorry. I thought you said like saw bubbles there. Okay.
So you know magic was there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, let's follow
So
this
I
lead.
started walking in that direction. Do I see anything more that helps? I mean, it's like the grass was parted at the beginning, but it's like does it go to a tree line? Do I, I'm just like I have a vector and I start walking that way. Does it get hard or?
You're heading to the river.
Oh, they didn't mind the river.
Well, he's not one of them.
Maybe he's controlling them.
Maybe.
All we know is he's got his own deal. We don't know if his deal is the same as what we're looking for.
That's
That's
true.
true.
Could be a completely unrelated guy who we're just following.
Well, he just, he knew that I was tipped off to him, so that's why he took off.
That's the past. Now let's look forward. So we go down to the water and I investigate that area over there. I ask, can somebody look for tracks over here
I
too?
will look for tracks.
Sorry, roll
help.
survival. Are you proficient in survival, Sylvie?
No, but I have a good wisdom.
You
Can
are
I
not
roll a
proficient
survival
in
to try to
survival.
help?
You can roll a survival to help. The DC is 15.
I rolled a flat 15, as in it's a 19.
Okay. Then Scythe, you can roll survival with advantage.
Woohoo!
Griffix, go ahead and
Roll
roll an
again.
investigation.
Already did. I'll roll it again, but
I did
that
not.
I
one
just
was
didn't see it. You rolled a 10.
fantastic.
Yeah, my 18 is as high as it's gonna get.
With an 18, before I declare anything, is there anything else anybody wants to try to aid in the search? Specifically from people who have not offered anything yet. So, Ire, Spring, or Doll.
I'd like to help Griffix investigate, since he's heading to the river itself.
Okay. Are you proficient in investigation?
No.
Okay, roll investigation. The DC's 15 to help.
Everyone's so helpful.
Okay, Ire, you look around. This is water.
You threw me off. I thought I knew I had it.
I have proficiency in investigation. Can I help?
Yes,
Griffix?
you can help.
Go ahead,
Griffix
Griffix.
roll.
Yeah,
Griffix
you
roll.
get advantage.
Spring.
Spring does not have proficiency. I mean, she doesn't have proficiency in investigation, but we're doing that already. She's gonna go cast guidance on Scythe. And Spring's guidance basically takes the form of like book learning knowledge. So like instead of like it being sort of like it seems like a cast, it's like she does have to touch the person, but she kind of just like remembers a cool thing from a book that she read about survival one time, and was like, oh, if you look like this way, I don't know all of the cool facts, but like, maybe if you look like from this angle and like the light will be better, you might get a better sense. And
Add
that's
a
what her
D4 to
bonus-
your survival.
Your guidance is just dropping some sick
actually-
facts.
Yes.
Griffix, you get to roll again because I'm helping you.
Okay, I will roll a d4. Sorry, I was fucking with a snack.
Okay.
Yeah, if I help you, then you get advantage. You get to roll twice.
So that's a 21 instead, or 22 instead of an 18.
Okay.
Okay, with advantage. And oh my goodness, it's right.
It's okay.
With a 13, Griffix, you are aware, based on the shape of the footprint and where you are, this is the same individual that was on the gravel before. It's the same size. You're confident it's the same one. With-
Python?
With a survival of 21, these footprints, Scythe, go into the water. With a 21, you notice that the footprint, the way it is angled at the edge of the water, you believe they did not go into the water. You believe they walked atop it.
Who is this dude?
Clearly a magical person.
Yes.
Okay, Scythe. We'll crouch there for a moment over the water, and then she'll just kind of growl. Water walk.
Would it help us if we could also walk on water?
How big is this river?
It's not very wide. Maybe 100 feet.
Yes, I would want water walk. I'm a city boy. I can't swim like that.
Do we want to walk on water?
I mean,
There is a bridge
Do we want to walk on water?
I just want you to know there is a bridge 30 feet to your right.
I can
Oh,
cast
30
walk on
feet.
water.
It's literally
Spring-
right.
We can follow
Spring
him.
is-
s-
Spring
But I
is
can-
already
Right.
Spring is already heading toward the bridge.
Like, don't waste your cast. We have a bridge right
It's not
here.
a spell, it's a feature.
Oh,
I could just do that.
I want to walk across the water with you, Sylvie.
So I think Sylvie just sniffs a little bit. Says thank you.
Okay.
We can have water walk.
Okay. As you decide to cross the river,
Yep.
we're going to go ahead and stop here for a 10-minute break to go pee, get food, etc.
Doll and Sylvie walk across the water. And anybody else who wants to. I think I can cast it on a couple people.
That's cool.
As a player, I find it deeply cool. But Sylvie, if there is a bridge, there's no fucking ways. No fucking way, Spring.
Sylvie did cast it on everybody anyways,
Oh my god.
so that'll be funny.
So we should run up and throw them off the bridge. is what you're
Yes,
saying.
that's what we should do.
Brian has a little spell about nature magic, so that's interesting.
Uh-oh.
So Spring has a lot of salt about any magic that isn't arcane. So if she feels that
isn't- I mean, to be fair, this isn't Sylvie's paladin magic. This is her
this
inherent
Triton thing.
Triton
Yeah.
magic.
well,
I
she
mean-
she associates it with Sylvie, so she thinks it's religious.
That's true. They do not have a good history.
Yeah.
Scythe just has her head up her butt.
Well, I can't
No.
wait for somebody to slip into a puddle and be like, "What the fuck?" Because 10 willing creatures.
It says willing. It says willing. I
It
don't
does
know
say
about-
willing. Never mind. Anybody who wasn't overtly denying it can walk on water, I suppose.
I think it would be very funny. I mean, especially because
Sylvie,
Spring
Spring is
in
the only
heavy-
one who can't walk on water. Then
Spring is in heavy fucking armor, and if she
That'll be
does
funny.
fall, it's gonna be real funny.
I kind of want it to happen. I'm gonna go pee now.
Good luck, it goes in the bathroom.
Don't challenge her. She might find a way. A place.
There are
Plant.
bathrooms upstairs. Oh, hi.
Selkie!
Sylvie with Selkie.
Aw, little baby.
Baby.
She's so cute.
I'm back.
She's a tiny baby.
Oh my goodness, yes she is.
With a loud
Welcome
purr.
back. She's interested in your food.
She wants my bagel. She's been learning from the other two that people food is very interesting.
Mm-hmm. No lie detected.
Oh God. That is why the apples are there. Good. Oh, fuck. Run, Silky, run! I don't know where you're going, but you're gonna get there real fast.
All the empty seats.
All of them. They're gone forever now. I'm trying to like see on how some of my features are for my class, what I can do. I'm pretty sure I just innately can water walk.
Makes sense if your water aspect.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Well, what this elemental attuning thing is for Pact of the Titan just kind of gives me a bunch of features. It doesn't actually state that it's specified based off what I'm attuned to.
Hold on. What are you looking at that says you can walk on water?
Here, let me just do this.
I mean, I'm looking at your page right now. You could just tell me.
Oh, it's under elemental attuning. I was going to just go like the screenshot of it exactly,
Oh.
since it might make more sense like when you read it. Because I know I talked to Echo about this before with it, since it's just like kind of a bunch of features versus a singular feature.
You're welcome. Bagel!
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Yeah, because even while I'm like looking at what I can do, the only thing that
You
think-
gain the ability to water walk.
Yeah, but it has a whole bunch of things. Is it all of
it
them?
is.
I
I
think that it's
think
you
it's all of
select
them.
which aspect of the elements you focus your attentions on now and gain more power. You do not need to.
You have.
So I
okay,
think-
so I will clarify. You have access to all the elemental magics based on the spells unlock, but you get specific bonuses by choosing the aspect now. And if you get more of the same aspect, those bonuses get better. And when you reach
Okay.
higher levels.
So can he water walk?
I can just water walk.
Yeah. Yeah.
God damn it.
I'm very good at walking. Don't underestimate that.
I won't forget it. Noted.
Oh wow, I didn't hit mute or video off or anything. I just walked away.
That's okay.
It was funny. I mean, a lot of people did. There was a whole bunch of empty chairs. I made a comment about it. That everybody just vanished.
Yeah, the empty chair is like, hey, but I thought I hit mute at least.
Mm-mm.
Could be worse.
I didn't hear anything weird.
Mm-mm.
Yeah. I went through my head and I'm like, nope, didn't do anything embarrassing. I don't think so.
Well, we're not going to tell you.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Hey, hi.
I was busy crunching. I didn't hear what you said.
I was talking to my cat. Sorry.
Oh, well, that's why I didn't understand. Yeah, okay, got it.
Eve, stop.
Does she want your bagel?
No.
No, she wants to scratch the bed.
Well, that's not good.
You
You need
fluffy
that
fuck. Yeah, I don't think she's going to take it down in a couple scratches, but she could also just not do that. That'd be great.
That's such a cat thing.
Yeah.
They could not do that. They
Which is
won't,
not.
but they could. It's an option to them.
Are we just waiting for Echo?
We're taking a 10.
I don't know how
It's
long it's
almost
been.
over.
I don't know how to keep track of time.
Well, I might have to go over the 10 a little bit because this bagel is big.
It was a big bagel.
It was a big bagel.
It's a good bagel.
And I do not really want to try to DM with a bagel in my mouth.
It was a giant bagel.
Well, I can't see you eating, so I didn't know what you were doing, Mr. Black Screen.
You don't need to see this.
Obviously, I had no shame about my bagel subsistence. I just kept shoving him in my mouth while we were playing.
No.
So who all walked across the river?
Me and Doll.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm taking the bridge.
The
Actually,
rest of us, I think, took the bridge.
well,
Yeah.
while I'm looking at everything for what I have features for, while water walking should be, I have featherfall for some reason for my ability, which doesn't align with stuff, and that's not something I normally took, but that's like what I'm getting from my aspect.
Foundry has a
So-
hard time translating the Titan over, so just be aware that it's actually water walking.
It is? Okay. I'm walking across the river then.
Sylvie's gonna. She doesn't know any better, so she thinks, yeah, he's also walking because of me.
What was that?
Like a
Need
robot
to-
voice.
Make a note. I think that was the music reverberating through somebody's mic.
Mhm.
Oh. Now the music is gone.
I
It's
paused.
all their fault.
We're in an investigation, so I figured should have investigation music.
Very good.
Oh, now I hear it.
All right. Shall we continue?
Yeah.
Peace.
You cross the river. Some of you cross the bridge. It is conveniently the same amount of time because you're walking. As you walk across the river, and you all come along to the same point, the rocky shore with trees overhanging on this far side of Kore, I'd like a perception check from everyone.
Oh, hell yeah.
Can't wait to be good at this.
What pretty dice, those opalescent ones.
Yep. I changed them because it suited better. Oh, so you're not talking about mine.
I
Nope,
think the
yours
pale.
the opalescent one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is what you see.
The 3 different groups. Or the 2 different groups. I love it. So these are the 3 people who are fun.
With the
We have fun.
We have fun here.
Sylvie, with a 24 in perception, you
Okay.
notice before anybody else, there are a lot of birds over here.
Oh god,
Okay.
when Hitchcock movie.
Not crows.
It's birdemic.
You see a lot of pigeons, you see a lot of swallows, you see a lot of blue jays, just all sorts of birds that they're typically harmless most days. They're all just kind of around. Some of them are flying, some of them are tricking on the ground. They're bobbling along on the ground near you. They don't seem afraid of you at all. But there are a
okay.
lot of them.
Do I know enough about the habits of the avian variety that I can interpret the congregation of this flock?
Roll me survival or nature.
Survival for sure.
I figured.
Oh, terrible. I'm more of a fish person. Get it? But I'm 12.
Okay. So this is not unique to just Sylvie's experience. And as she's looking around, you all notice there's a shitload of birds too. Some of them are up on the rocks, some are in the trees.
I don't like it.
Mm-mm.
Well, do you do anything? You can start killing birds.
I'm not gonna do that.
I feel vaguely uneasy.
Am I
Yeah.
able to check out the birds and see if there's anything peculiar about them?
You can
Good
check them out, but I
nature
don't know if
check?
they'll reciprocate.
Yeah, roll a nature check.
I actually.
I have
rolled-
proficiency in it. Do I do anything? It's just normal
It'll-
roll.
just
You have a
means that
higher
you get it.
chance. It means that you have
Yeah.
read up on or studied them. So
No birds.
Birds.
I may not know birds.
you know bird facts. You
I know bird
uh,
facts.
This is
I-
unusual.
Do I get anything more than this is unusual with a 20?
This is out of character for birds. This is not just unusual. This is kind of unheard of for birds to be this close to people and also this close together. This is
I walk a little closer to them. This
Let your eyes picked out, Ire.
I have
These
a
are some weird
I have a
birds.
question with no hidden meaning whatsoever.
Hmm?
Am I
What are
aware
ACs?
that no. Am I aware that 1 or 2 of you have weapons of warning?
For no reason at all, huh?
Yeah,
I
no
do,
worries.
yes, have a
I don't.
weapon of warning.
Okay.
I have a rapier of warning.
That is not even a little bit of a scary question from a DM.
Okay. Well, Doll, when Ire gets real close to a bird to try and inspect it, you hear, be prepared.
Oh, hey man, I wouldn't do that.
Suddenly, all of the birds immediately, not all of them, many of them, suddenly into strange demonic creatures.
Oh, what the fuck is going on in this town?
And we're going to roll initiative, which you are not
Aw.
surprised for.
Thank you, rapier of warning.
No
Rapier of hindsight.
Isn't it foresight? Oh shit, I rolled terrible. Good lord.
What do I roll for the initiative?
Wait, why did I roll with advantage?
So there is a specific, because you have
Your
open
rare
warning.
warning gives you advantage.
Specifically, you have a skill on your character sheet called initiative. It's toward the top of it, I believe.
Shit, how do I play this guy?
Oh my
where
god,
is it?
they're closets.
They are closets. Yes, good eye.
I feel like I should have known that.
You should have. They are.
Wow.
So you don't actually have to go anywhere in your character sheet to do this. If you open up the combat tracker, which is the little swords on the top. Okay, that's loud for the moment.
I hear it.
The little swords, you can click on that. You can click the die next to your name, and that will roll initiative.
Inish. That should have been my name.
Inish.
Mhm.
That'd be pretty funny for a rogue.
Sylvie was not surprised, but is slow off the draw.
Oh, what? What's happening?
The guy's the birds.
What's the
Birds
bird
ears.
doing?
What's that bird doing?
What are you doing?
This is. There are so many closets.
Whoops, all closets.
The bird do what the bird do.
Yeah.
You do.
So, doll, in your face, a quasit, which is a
Oh.
strange demonic fiend. You've heard of them before. You don't know much about them aside from that they are typically familiars, or they are the companions of wizards and sorcerers. These are not. These clear feral and wild, and as it appears out of this bird form, it just starts trying to claw toward you. What do you do, doll?
I don't know. It only has 2 eyes though, right?
Correct.
Well, I try and run
It
it
is
through.
also kind of yellowish green.
I stab it. I try
Go
to
ahead.
stab it with my rapier.
You stab it. Its AC is 13. Good luck.
I didn't do it though. You cursed me.
Dude, sorry. I believe you have another attack? No, you're a
I
rogue.
was like, I'm a rogue.
That's
No.
all you got.
Can you offhand attack?
Kinda. You can choose to. You could punch, or if you have a
Or you
dagger
can
in your
hide-
offhand.
like you can slash and hide your.
I don't have a dagger in my offhand.
Okay.
I'm good.
So you could bonus action disengage, or you could.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that.
Okay.
I'm definitely gonna do that, and then I'm gonna run over here. Cause what the
Okay.
hell?
Sure. That's your turn. Scythe. You are. There's a closet right in front of you, as it was a bird, and you were looking at it, and then it just and tries to claw at you. It was really relying on the surprise that it didn't get.
Okay. Size. I'm gonna rage.
Fucking birds. Okay, go ahead.
Fucking birds. One moment. I think I have a rage button somewhere.
Hingy button.
The coworkers
believe
hit
you
it
do,
every
yeah.
day for me.
Okay. And then I'm gonna try to hit this bird with my glaive. I mean, this quasit.
This-
You know what I meant.
Bras
It's
it,
yeah, it's
birds it
That's a natural one. So.
Baby.
off to a
for
good
minimum
start.
damage.
Okay.
I mean,
You
no,
miss.
it's 0 damage because it's a natural one. But I have 2 attacks, so I'm gonna try again.
Okay, you carve a large swath out of the grass and
The
dirt.
ground just like. And then she kind of goes.
The quasit says, "Yeah, loser."
Oh, they're speaking in common to just trash
Yeah,
talk
they speak
us.
common.
Those fuckers.
That's fucked up.
Okay, roll damage.
Emotionally recover.
Damn.
Woo! There you go.
As it's like jeering at you from missing, the glaive slashes through it and it is gone. It had 7 hit points.
All right, then I'm gonna move.
They explode in like a mist of gross black and red that dissipates.
I'm just gonna go here.
Okay. Spring. There are 2 closets in front of you.
There are 2 closets in front of me. I'm gonna punch them with my thunder gauntlets.
Okay.
Which I feel like her her armor just kind of like there's like a they spark kind of at the ends. She's like, all right. She'll punch. Man, I'm not rolling well either.
Oh my gosh.
First.
That doesn't hit. I'm sorry.
Yeah, doesn't hurt. Wow. Okay. I'm gonna roll again with my fucking +8. Come on, guys. Come on.
There
There we
you
go.
go.
There we go. That's better. I'm attacking. That is a 9 thunder damage. I'm attacking the one that's directly in front.
Okay, 9 thunder damage. It's gone. It explodes.
Cool.
Like,
Yeah.
are there pieces of being left behind, or is it
No.
like a smoking?
It's like, so black. Okay, so like this weird, gross, blackish red ichor lands on the ground, and then it rapidly evaporates.
Mm.
So
So
it's
let's-
clear that you are destroying them. They just are
Sure.
not of this plane.
Spring will look. She'll say, "Fascinating," and then she'll move forward 5 feet.
Just
Okay.
so you know, my allies have advantage on enemies within 5 feet of me because of my
Wolf stuff.
That's cool as hell.
I'm sorry,
Uh,
what? Did we just become best friends?
yeah.
Wolf stuff? Okay, we love it. We love to see it.
Wolf
Yeah, I
Wolf
have
totem.
2-weapon fighting as my, but I can't have anything in my hand for. Yeah. Oh, I'm gonna defensive field. That's what I'll do. A bonus action defensive field.
You gain some temp
And
HP.
gain six temporary hit points.
Okay.
And that's all. That's all for me.
Okay, it's now Aquaza's turn. This one leaps forward towards you, Ire, and it jumps off the rock with an and it's going to slash at you. It's going to try and claw you.
Not the face.
It's going to give it a shot. It's a 15 to hit, Ire. Does 15 hit your AC?
It's 15 in my AC. No, I'm at 16.
Okay. Then it's going to frown as it slashes at you, and then it's going to try. Its face suddenly grows extremely long, and its eyes grow narrow as it tries to frighten you. I need a wisdom saving throw, please.
Okay. Let's see.
You're a
You are
spooky boy.
not afraid
Wow.
of this quasit.
He's like, whatever.
It like goes, and then you look at it, and it goes, "Well, fine, fuck," and then it will. What is it going to do? That's all it's
Let
got.
out a little bit of heckle on that. Just be like, oh, it looks like an idiot.
Oh, it's feelings.
This
It's
one's going to run
Fifi.
up behind you because you called its friend an idiot, and it's going to try and claw you
Quasi
with
gang,
advantage
quasi
because it's
gang.
flanking.
Quasi gang.
That's a 19 to hit.
That hits.
Okay, I need you to roll me a con save.
Uh-oh.
That succeeds.
Oh.
You take 5 points of piercing damage and 3 points of poison damage. So 8 damage total.
Okay.
And then this quasit will also try to frighten you. Roll me another wisdom save. The DC is 10. You are not frightened of this fucking quasit. That's its turn. Griffix, you are up. What do you do? You are muted. Or rather, your mic shows that you're queued, but we can't hear you.
No.
Oh,
Oh no, not again.
help! It's again.
One moment.
Help.
One moment. Let's go ahead. Okay, the recording is resumed. We hear
Thank you. Sorry about that.
It's your turn. What are you doing?
I'm
Dissonant
casting Dissonant Whispers on the guy that's closest to me.
Okay. That would be this one? Or this one? Or
He's
this
already. Oh, sorry. Yeah, I targeted the one to the most left.
I see it. Okay, go for it. Is it wisdom
Yeah.
save?
Yes. So I have a cast spell button. Does that mean like it gets pushed to you?
No, it just means it will show it. It uses up your spell slot, and it shows up in the thing. So go ahead and click it. All right. It rolled a 16.
Aw. Meets it,
So-
meets it.
It did meet the
3d6
DC.
of damage.
Okay.
And
Okay, so it takes half. Yes.
yes.
It does not have to move away. It just takes half the damage. That's 10, so it takes 5. It is barely standing.
Okay.
You hear, what the fuck? Ah! It is-
I like that they speak common.
Very funny. Yes.
But other than that, I think I'm gonna end my turn there. There's nobody specific I want to shove or move around.
Fair enough. Ire, you have a closet under your feet and 2 around you. What do you do?
I'm going to Misty Step away.
Bye, Sylvie. Good luck.
Like, you're gonna have fun.
Okay, where are you going?
How do I just move my character out, or
Yeah,
how
just move
do
your
I
character
cast
to where
it?
you're going.
Okay, I'm gonna other rock. I'm gonna move myself onto the water
You
itself.
can, yeah.
Smart. That's so smart.
You're welcome.
There is, I could not reveal it. There is a quasar right there as well.
Right where?
Right here.
Oh, weird.
Oh, shit.
Yeah,
And
you're
then-
surrounded by closets.
Ah.
How do I make sure that I guess I'm just keeping track of the spell? So, do this for one of them, and I'll cast Eldritch Blast.
Okay,
Let's see.
which one? Which one you blasted?
I think I can target like up to 2 of them. So,
Mhm.
target. How do I ping?
Just
Hold
hold
down.
click.
I'll target this one and this one.
Okay, go ahead and roll the spell attacks. Their AC is 13. That hits the first one.
Hell yeah.
That hits the second one. Roll damage.
Hell yeah. They don't have a lot, so.
Okay, the first one is still alive. Barely.
5 for that.
What does your Eldritch Blast look like?
My Eldritch Blast, I'm charging it up for a moment before releasing. It has a bright blue, like silverish blue tinge to it as it fades to a violet color
Okay, as it
for the trail.
slams into this closet, he's like onto his back. Okay, go ahead and just roll the damage for the second one.
It's out of a D10. I'll just manually roll that. It didn't give me the option to do it again.
Okay, 4. Hey, this is 4. Oh, go away. All right. You got your spell slot taken. You took your action. I think that's your turn. Unless you wanna
I'm
move.
gonna move a little bit further away to get closer to like where Doll is.
Got it. All right. This closet, the one up next to you, Sylvie,
They're so creepy.
it's gonna look up at you and go, yeah, and then it will vanish.
No.
The next one, this one is going to pitter patter all the way around behind you and is going to attack.
Stop it.
It's attacking with advantage. That's a natural 20 for 24.
Yeah, that hits.
Oh no.
I need you to make a con save, please.
Quasit quitted me. 24 on the con save.
Okay, you succeed against the poison. You take 10 points of piercing and 6 points of poison total.
Ow.
So 16 damage from
Fuck.
the Quasit crit.
I quit.
When it slashes you, you just hear, "You like that?" and it will try to frighten you. Roll me a wisdom save.
This mother.
I rolled a 2, but it's a 14.
Okay, let me roll this.
Paladins.
Yeah, you succeed. It's DC's 10.
I literally, unless I got a natural 1, I couldn't fail it.
Yeah, they go with numbers over quantity or quality. So that's that Quasit's turn. Next, another Quasit. Crazy. This one's gonna slash at you, Scythe. First, it's gonna try. What's it gonna try? It's gonna jump down to flank you, and then it will be a 15 to hit.
No.
Okay. Roll me a wisdom save as it tries to scare you. You succeed. You are not frightened of this Quasit. It goes, "Rah! Can you even see me?" Next one. Where's this one? Oh. This one next to you, Spring, goes, no! And it will go invisible.
I appreciate the Quasa's going, no, don't want none of that.
No.
You can roll me a perception at disadvantage if you'd like. Quasit? Not
Me?
Quasit, Spring. Quasit?
You do his
There's a lot of
Quasit
Quasit.
stuff.
Excellent. Closet. That's not bad. That's not bad either. 15.
One moment while I roll stealth. Okay, you don't know which way it went.
Okay, that's fair.
No attack of opportunity for you, I'm afraid. Next.
Someday I'll have a
The
turn.
direly injured one will go invisible.
Seems fair.
The other one on the inside of the side is going to try and attack you. 22 to hit. Roll
Yes.
a con save, please. That is successful.
Jeez.
You take 7 points of damage total.
You're a robot.
4 of
so
which is poison. Or piercing.
I'm
4 is piercing.
okay. I'm resistant to being poisoned, and resistant to poison damage.
Okay, so you take 3 points of damage total.
Okay.
Wish that were me.
It's going to try to frighten you.
Haha, good luck.
They're going to try, okay?
Another natural 20.
It doesn't...
Wow, that's...
I don't think it has
Just
a
like-
face! This one in front of Sylvie. It's going to... The one that you hurt direly, well, with the Eldritch Blast, is going to... No! Vanish.
Little bitches.
Sylvie,
They're
go ahead and roll
escaping.
a perception at disadvantage. They're not escaping. They're just vanishing.
He escaped. I don't know any better.
21.
Okay. Yeah, I think you'll catch this one. Yeah, it rolled a nat 1. You hear its little feet.
So did I.
What's your
Oh no.
total?
9.
Oh, you fucking... With a 9, you miss, unfortunately. The Quasi gets away.
I feel like isn't a natural 1 always a miss?
Yes, but I didn't realize it was for her attack. I thought it was for her
Oh.
perception.
No, my perception was great. My swing was horrible.
This Quasi will run over here and surprise you by becoming visible as it attacks.
Ah,
And
get
will
them
attack
off
with
me.
advantage.
Fuck. So we should batting at them with their claw at her legs.
That's a 17 to hit.
That does hit.
Okay. Roll me a con
Stop it.
save.
14.
Successful. Okay, you take 6 points of piercing damage and
Ow.
4 points of poison damage.
Oh no, Sylvie.
10 damage
Oh.
total.
For the love of the gods, help!
Sylvie, it's your
I-
turn.
It's not my turn.
Fuck me. Okay.
You're just
Um,
surrounded by Quasi. This one's alone! Just yelling to the others.
I need a 5-foot radius sphere, please.
5-foot radius sphere.
Yeah, I want to get maximum encompassment. So, could I like scooch it into the middle of this point? Not on me.
I
And
don't
get...
understand. Here?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm casting Moonbeam.
Oh, all right.
Oh.
They are shape changers.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Very good.
So they have disadvantage on your save. What is the save? Dex?
It's
Con.
Constitution. Or
Okay.
terrible. But
Save. Disadvantage.
just get the
Uh,
fuck off me!
that one's
And
a
then
12.
big Moonbeam pillar appears in front of her.
That one's a 3. That one's a 19.
Oh,
Okay.
And then this one
Save her
that you cannot see.
It's half
half
damage.
as much. Yeah, it's half damage.
No, Moonbeam is solid. It
Is 11. Okay, so one of them succeeded. This one succeeded. All right, so it takes 6. Okay. Unfortunate. Now, please. 6. Suddenly, from within the moonbeam, a spot that there didn't seem to be anything, a sudden red and black of closet explodes.
I got one! Take that, you little fucker!
This one,
This is my bug zapper.
This one succeeded, so it takes 3. It had 2 hit points.
So I bring down the moonbeam, and it's just popping quasits.
Yeah, it pops 2 quasits, and then 1 you didn't even know was there, and 1 quasit.
Whack a quasit.
These last 2 quasits are just. Ah!
You like me now,
else?
fuckers.
We never liked you, Sylvie. It's your
Fuck
turn.
you. I think lay on hands is an action, so yeah, that's it.
Okay.
He's just maintaining this moonbeam in front of her.
Okay. One moment, please. I need someone to please roll me a d4.
Oh, interesting. I got it. 3.
Okay. Hold on. The end of the round. We're back to the top. Doll, you're up.
Oh, what was that? Okay.
Don't know yet, I guess.
Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it. I still have walk on water, right? Sylvie?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That
Wait.
just lasts, I think, 8 hours.
It's not concentration, so.
It's
you
not. It's
just
a
have it.
feature.
I'm going to run
Oh, it
over
lasts
here
1 hour.
behind this guy. I'm gonna try and come up behind it, and I want to hit it with my rapier and maybe sneak attack, hopefully, but do it non-lethally. Can I try and just blackjack this guy?
Yeah. You just have to, if it's a melee attack, you can just declare non-lethal and it will.
Okay.
You
knock
just
them
hit him
out
with like
instead
the
of kill
butt
them.
of your rapier.
That's what I want to do.
So roll attack with advantage plus sneak attack.
Yes, prisoners. Oof.
There we go. That's better.
21 certainly hits.
Yeah. Hey.
Yeah, it is 7 hit points.
Jesus.
Right, I
Overkill.
knock it unconscious.
So
Well,
it's
sleepy now.
it's like looking at the other one's like, no, man, ah! And it's unconscious.
And just so Sylvie doesn't move I say we could question this one, and then I kind of like kick it and roll it out of the way.
She's like just facing forward, like, "You whatever you want. I got the others."
It like Skyrim ragdolls, twitching on the ground. Okay,
That's my turn.
Scythe,
Oh shit! Sorry, I'll be right there in a second. Ugh,
you're in a
I'm
quasi
gonna
sandwich.
stab them. I was I was putting bagels in Ziploc.
Mm.
Okay,
Ugh.
You may hear
Sorry.
Sylvie yell, "Throw it in the moonbeam! Throw it in the moonbeam!"
Eagles.
It'll bug zapper it.
That actually sounds pretty fun to me. So, Scythe is
Soon
gonna
as I
try to
enter.
grab.
Throw this
Scythe is gonna
one.
try to grab one of the quasit.
roll an unarmed attack.
Where's my button?
If you hit, then it's an athletics contest.
I think that's an athletics contest. That's a 24 to hit.
Yeah, it's AC's 13. Go ahead and roll athletics, please.
That's not great. Terrible roll.
These have
Yeah.
a -3 to strength, so
It's still a shitty roll.
it's gonna try an
but-
acrobatics instead. It's like no, no, no. As you go to grab it, it rolled an 8.
Okay.
Oh hey!
Okay, so,
So
can I
you
throw
pluck
it
it.
into the moonbeam?
You are controlling it. Go ahead and yeah, you can.
What do
throw
I
it.
roll for this?
She's a barbarian.
The question is if you. So it's writhing and difficult. Roll me a strength check. If you roll higher than a 13, it'll get to the moonbeam.
Oh, I rolled shit.
Whoa! What's happening?
So the quasit, as you go to throw it, he just yow! And like grabs onto your wrist, and it just like lands on the ground in front of you. So it's like right, it's like right here.
Get Scythe.
You can just shove attack it with your second attack.
Oh, that's true.
Okay, I'll do that.
This is
It's funny.
okay.
It's
Can
comedy.
you stand in the
Comedy's king.
moonbeam?
What's
Huh?
that?
Does the moonbeam hurt us or just our enemies?
100%.
No,
Anything
it'll
that
it'll
goes
hurt
in
us
it.
if we go
Anything
in
that
it.
goes
Yeah.
in it.
Never mind.
Okay.
Roll
Do not put
another
yourself
attack.
in there. She's basically throwing
God
it into.
damn.
Oh my
miss.
god!
You
no,
like
my dice.
you like go to shove it and just no.
You haven't rolled higher than a 5 in like
Yeah,
the
my
past
dice,
5
my
rolls.
dice
Holy
just
shit!
went completely just died. All right, the
Spring.
dice said no.
It's your turn, Spring.
Okay, I don't know
Damn,
if
that would have been
that,
so funny.
I think they might be in the wrong. I want to try to thunder wave them into the moonbeam,
Oh.
but I don't know. I don't know if there's a way to do it without hitting Scythe now because of the.
No,
oh,
if you
shit.
stand right there.
Yeah, if I.
You
But
can
that would
defend me,
hit.
It's fine.
If
Okay,
you
I,
go here, you'll be able to knock them straight down into the moonbeam.
Okay,
This
I
one.
will. I will do that. I can't move my token right now because, but I am gonna roll the thunder wave. It is a con save 17.
Okay.
It would just be so funny to me if they went to the
It would
moonbeam
just
and
be
then
very,
just.
very.
They died. Okay. You deal 8
Damn
points
it.
of thunder damage. Hold on. Yeah, it's just a.
Their dead bodies go into the moonbeam and
You, like-
evaporate.
The ichor.
And just this closet is just a splatter of red and black ichor gets splashed into the moonbeam and against Sylvie's legs.
It's
Oh,
lit up
God.
beautifully.
Frank, gross.
I don't know my own strength.
Yes, you do.
I couldn't get both of them though. I could only get the one.
No, it's a 15-foot cube.
So that's what I thought. I was
If
ready-
you
I
had
was gonna
stood
try-
here, you would have gotten Scythe. If you had stood
Yeah,
here,
that-
you would have missed the moonbeam. You know, that's what it is.
Yeah, that's fine. No. It was for fun. It was for fun. Yeah, that's all from me.
Okay. Next, Quasit starts. The Quasit still on the moonbeam will run out of it.
It takes damage if it starts its turn in the moonbeam.
So
Aw,
it does
bye,
not
buddy.
take damage twice from the same moonbeam before it gets to go.
Oh.
The
Yeah,
wording of
the
moonbeam is
damage-
it deals damage at the
Moonbeam's
start of their turn. But because that's really annoying, I just have it deal it when it appears. The creatures that start their turn in it, unless they've moved into it. You understand?
Okay, fine.
That makes sense.
I accept this.
That's good. It's gonna claw you.
Because I agree, the way that's written has always been strange. to me.
Yeah.
It's
It
odd.
doesn't make sense.
It rolls a natural 1.
Oh no.
Hilarious.
It doesn't have scare anymore. That's where it will end its turn.
Aw, buddy.
It did its best.
You fuckers.
This Quasit
Oh, he's got
runs
a plan.
off the side of the river.
What?
And appears as it leaps over the edge of the water towards you, Ire. And it will
Oh.
make an attack at advantage
Whoa.
because you didn't know it was there.
Sneaky.
It's so sneaky.
That's a natural 20 for a 24.
Oh my god.
I need you to make a
gosh.
con save, please.
No.
Okay.
Oh, that's keep hitting us.
They have advantage if they are invisible at the beginning of their turn.
Oh.
That's a fail!
Uh-oh.
You take 13 points of poison damage on top of 10 points of piercing damage, and you are
Ouch.
poisoned, Ire.
Absolutely butchered. This fucking
You are
Quasit.
poisoned until the end of your next turn. Everything
Okay,
you do is
I'm-
at disadvantage.
I went for the
Taking
jugular.
23 damage.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Ow.
Oh,
That's so much.
And then the Quasit in the water.
Because they don't have water walk. Haha.
No, they do not.
now he's wet.
He sure is.
Jokes on him.
Joke's on him. He's a little damp
This
now.
Quasit that no one knew was here will
Oh.
run over to you, Spring. And as
Mm-hmm,
it appears, you killed my friend! Ah! It's going to try and claw
Sure,
you
yeah.
at advantage.
Are we the baddies?
Sure. No.
No.
Maybe they were just hanging out.
Yeah, that's
No,
exactly it.
they've been killing people, man. They've been making people.
That is a
disappear.
22 to hit.
Sulfur.
Oh man, that just hits my AC. That's so annoying.
Sorry. You take. I need a con save, please.
Yep.
You take 4 points of piercing damage,
Sure.
and I'm gonna gamble you'll probably succeed, but you did
Oh,
not.
no.
Whoa! A no! A specific
I
no!
was like-
No.
No, I'm gonna inspo that. I'm gonna inspo that con save. I don't want to be poisoned. That's a 4 though. Oh my god, the dice have decided.
Whoa.
The DC
Oh,
is
no, they
10.
did. They spoke.
That's
Oh.
really. Oh, the
Okay.
DC is 10. Okay. Well,
You take 7 points of damage total,
Okay.
and you're down in inspiration. I'm not sure that
I'm
was
down.
worth it. Griffix, you're up.
I didn't want to be poisoned, man.
Oh wait, no, I'm sorry. It will try to scare you. It's still the Quasit's turn. Roll me a wisdom save.
Oh, was that
Spring.
for Emily?
It is for Spring.
Oh, for me? Sorry. What am I
Yes.
doing?
Roll
Oh,
me a wisdom save.
sorry. That's better.
You
16.
succeed.
No.
Nobody is
Bring
frightened
in
of these quasits. Griffix, you're up.
We're professionals, damn it.
I target on one of the closest one and make a standard roll to. I'm going to attack with the Ray of Frost.
Okay.
Where's the button?
It's in the chat. If you click on the chat bubble, you'll see it.
That's one. Yeah, I keep making it show up. Got it.
Rare frost, rare frost,
That's-
rare frost.
So powerful.
You hit. Go ahead and roll damage.
Power of spam.
That's
Yeah.
cool.
Good roll.
Scythe, as this quasit is like trying to slash at you, suddenly just in the quasit and his vanishes in a gross frozen ichor.
Now I want to try that shove ability. All of a sudden I can't find it.
So it's just an attack to shove. So you declare you want to shove something. You make an attack roll based off of strength, and then we do an athletics contest.
Oh, this is
Oh, the psychic shove you want to do.
psychic shove. It's a DC.
Oh, I don't know what you're talking about.
He's using
Yeah.
his brain, not his
Hang on, I'm
brawn.
looking.
Rain shove.
Brain shove.
Yeah.
It's like a telepathic shove, right?
Ah.
Sounds like a good way to get a
Telekinetic
headache.
shove, bonus action. It's under features. You can try to telekinetically shove one creature you can see within 30 feet of you. When you do so, the target must get a strength saving throw, DC 16, or move 5 feet toward or away from you.
Shove him
Okay.
in the moonbeam. Oh, or
I'm
wait, I
going
guess
to
you
go
can.
with away.
That's fair. I assume this one?
Oh yeah, that one.
Okay. It's going to make a strength save. Surprise, they're not very good at this. DC 16. It has to
Neither
roll
is
a
our
19.
barbarian, apparently.
It rolled a 6.
Oh my god. Those are the dice. Be nice.
It is shoved 5 feet.
Yes.
I am so 5
Yes.
feet away from you. It boom, right into the moonbeam. As suddenly as it's like preparing to just reach up for Scythe, it just it's lifted off the ground and thumped onto its back in the moonbeam. Ire. What do you
Okay, time to see how I'm gonna play this out.
Oh shit.
I'm going to
I'm so stupid.
trying to think of how I do this. I'm going to attack the quasite with my claws.
Okay. It is
Fine.
swimming. You are not, so you have advantage.
Incredible.
You have to lean down and bap it.
Maybe I did it wrong. Do I press it for unarmed or the
So
attack?
just roll an unarmed strike.
Okay?
So hitting it, roll an attack, and then your damage is a D4 plus 2. You totally hit. So just roll a D4
I hit
and
him.
we'll add 2 to it. So 4 points of slashing damage to this quasit. Okay. As you slash down on it, you just hear in the water as it's struggling to stay afloat.
Did you say slashing or splashing damage, by the way?
Yeah, both.
Yes.
Both.
Splashy splash.
Flashy.
It's a water
Splashy
fight.
splash.
Trying to see if I have a bonus action I want to do, and I think I'm just gonna actually try to walk away from it since it's swimming.
Okay, we'll make an attack on you at disadvantage. You hear it's like, get back here! That's a 10 to hit.
It misses.
Yeah, go ahead and go wherever
Oh,
you'd
the
like.
idea that he's just casually walking away. I just love that.
Just gonna go over here,
All right,
Whatever.
take some distance.
Yeah, you better run!
That's the one drowning.
Yeah, it's having a bad time. They're quasits. They're fucking stupid. That's the end of your turn, I believe?
Yes.
Okay. This quasit, the one that went invisible, was run over here, and it will just appear next to you, doll, as it slashes at you.
Like tiptoe on the rocks.
I was petting my dog,
Well,
and you do this to me.
Aw.
like this.
I
That's
see
a
him.
20 to hit.
Oh,
Yeah, that hits.
Okay. Roll a con save, please.
Okay.
Okay, that's 7 points of piercing.
Oh no.
No.
And you fail. You failed. That's 10 points of poison.
He says excitedly.
And you are poisoned. Nobody fails this. And that's and you are poisoned until the end of your next turn.
17 total, yeah.
Yes.
Ouch.
And it's in melee with you, and that's its turn. Next. Let's see. Where's this one? That one's unconscious. Next. This one begins its turn in the moonbeam. Roll moonbeam's damage, please.
I think it's 2d10.
Yeah.
13.
Center.
You just because it's destroyed. Next. This one reveals itself near you, Scythe, and will attack with advantage. Does a 17 hit you, Scythe?
On the dot.
Roll me a con save, please.
Do better than me.
That is
He's a
successful.
robot.
You take 11 points of damage, halved. So you take 5 points of damage total.
Does it have because she saved?
It's halved because
raging.
she's resistant to poison and she's raging resistant to slashing.
Okay.
Oh.
I'm doing the math for you.
Yeah. So 5.
5.
Okay.
This one is a new one. It's going to try to scare you. Roll me a wisdom save, please. You are frightened!
I'm afraid of this one.
It surprised you.
Succeeded.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
I have the perfect meme for this.
Oh.
It's spooky.
Okay, your attacks are a disadvantage, and you cannot move closer to the target of your fears.
Oh, I love this. I love this little spooky ghost. That's nice. I mean, I don't like that you're frightened.
They're
but the
so
spooky-
cute.
the
Look
spooky
at them.
ghosts are very amusing. I like the amusing ghost.
The little, the closet turns and says, "She does have a face! They're dead!"
Aw.
And that's its turn.
Aw, it's friends.
It begins its turn in Moonbeam. It has 1 point of health. It as it evaporates in radiant fire. Sylvie, it's your turn.
Oh, shit. I think I get this far.
It was bound to happen.
I'm gonna...
eventually.
There's one next to me, but I'd rather get more bang for my buck, so I'm gonna move my moonbeam here to get these two fuckers.
Okay. So you spend your action, it comes beaming down on these two.
Yeah,
Okay.
because I don't want to kill this one that Doll knocked out.
Roll Moonbeam damage. 9. I don't think there's a save here.
It's a con save.
Hold on a second.
17.
Okay, I don't think they'll pass the save here is what I mean. That's a 3. Yeah! And then this
Oh.
one. There's some bubbling and then just red and black ichor
Ugh.
pops up out of the water.
Gross.
Lots of her all
You guys are
over her-
gross, she says to the one next to her.
The Quasi looks up at you and says, "We're demons!
Gross demons.
Fuck you!"
Ugh.
What do? You have a bonus action and
That's it.
movement.
That's it.
Okay.
I'll just stay put.
Doll. The one
Oh.
that stabbed you is gone, evaporated
Yep.
in radiant fire. What do you
That's
do?
nice. Well, I don't run into the moonbeam.
That's good.
But it looks so inviting.
I will run.
Push this one in.
Smarter than Halpin.
Get out of no.
Have
Crit on me, I
someone
didn't
else
like
for
that.
interrogation.
Okay, as you run that way, a Quasit reveals itself as it makes an attack of opportunity on you.
Piece of
Little
bring it on,
fuckers.
closet.
Attacks at advantage.
They're everywhere.
There's many.
Should get this place fumigated.
That's 15 to hit.
That's
That's what
us.
we're
We're the
for.
fumigators.
It does not hit.
Oh
Okay.
shit, that's us.
It slashes at you, and then you hear "shit" as it tries to hide behind a rock. That was its reaction. What do you do?
I'm gonna keep going over here,
You hear "oh, that fuck" as you run.
and but then I'm gonna shoot it with my bow.
Okay, go for it.
That fucking little guy. Wow.
That little shit. Okay.
Whoa, yeah, I think you
Oh,
fucked
yeah.
him up.
So it peers up over the rock to see if you kept going, and then the arrow just in his head.
Oh.
The sneak attack does not go that way. Yeah.
That's a lot of dice.
It has 3 hit points.
I know. It's amazing. But
Just
listen,
like a streak of red-black ichor comes with the bolt as it sails off into the river.
Doll did not appreciate the audacity.
Okay, Doll,
Neither did Brom.
you've slain your attacker. You have a bonus
that's
action.
my turn. Thank you.
Rom also took exception to that.
Yeah, he doesn't
Sorry.
That's a
like.
mighty fine delete button.
You are frightened. This little thing managed to catch you by surprise as it appeared out of nowhere.
Okay, I'm gonna attack it with disadvantage.
Okay. Its AC is 13.
Okay.
You hit. Roll damage. You kill it. Okay. You it's like jumping up and down like I got it. And it's and you are no longer frightened as the subject of your fear is gone.
Oh, I like
Um,
ghosties.
My ghosts.
And I stab this one.
Okay. You run up and you slash it with your glaive. You just hear no wait.
Aw. It's okay, I missed.
Okay, it jumps as it's going no wait, and the glaive just into the dirt right underneath its feet. Okay.
It has a temporary reprieve. That's my turn.
Spring, you're up.
Spring with no closets right there. I can't move because literally the second I shine in, it breaks. But I'm gonna try to go here. Is he gonna let
You
me
did
go
it.
here? Yeah. Okay,
Oh,
I
hey.
did it.
What's up?
Okay, you do provoke an attack of opportunity from this one.
Oh, I thought it died. That one died. I guess it didn't
No,
die.
No,
I
she missed.
missed.
Oh, she missed. Sorry. Okay, then I'll punch that one before I go over there.
Okay,
Okay.
then you
Sorry.
have advantage on the attack because of my wolf stuff.
Yay.
Oh, hell yeah.
Stop.
Oh, woo.
Oh, woo.
Oh god.
Woo.
Roll plus
Any-
a woo.
Yeah, anything within 5 feet of me while I'm raging.
That's rad as hell. Hang on, sorry, I gotta connect my boundary again. Sorry. Okay. I'm rolling like shit. That's a 14 though, I think
Yeah,
that
their
hits.
AC is 13.
Incredible.
Okay, as it
10 points of thunder.
it jumps to dodge the glaive, and you hear it go, yeah! And then the fist poof, into it, and its dead body is thrown against this cliff wall as it splats into blood and
Ugh.
Oh.
Sick right hook, Spring.
Thank you. I'm gonna help you with this one.
Thanks,
Uh,
Mom.
1 hit point. Okay.
20.
Kick it.
Yeah, you hit. This one also into black and red smoke as it's killed.
I would just like to note for the record that like I mean this is like it's thunder damage and everything, but because it's magical, it's artificial magical. Spring has never been able to do anything involving magic that does not in some way come out pink. She hates it. But anytime there is a spell, even fairy fire, it always ends up tinged in pink. And so her little like thunder gauntlet like sparks with little pink energy.
I
and
fucking
Okay.
love that.
Well, as you have one Quasit that you've kept alive and is unconscious, that is the end of the encounter.
Oh,
the end
shit.
Of combat.
The moonbeam drops and I sit on like whatever these are. Are they crates?
It looks
Fuck,
like the
those little
remnants of a
things got me
wagon.
good.
Bent over my head, and he's like, "Oh, I think I'm gonna be sick."
At the end of your turn, you are no longer poisoned, so you basically and you're good.
Oh no, never mind. I'm good.
I just gotta get it out. Those little fuckers got me good.
Oh yeah, they do. You're... You got that potion? Take that potion.
Oh, man,
No,
I've been stabbed and clawed and bitten. This place sucks.
Could get myself out of the water, you know, little cold feet,
Little splishy splash.
little
Okay.
splash.
So that guy
And then-
came over here, and then all this. So that drunk dwarf was right. They're animals that turn into these little fuckers.
Yep. So first they were rats and now they're birds.
So are they hiding as animals, or are the actual animals just becoming fucked
Yeah.
up?
Well, it's
I think
after
they're
this
hiding.
fucker.
Oh
Well,
shit.
if this-
They're demons. They're not
They're
animals.
demons. If this guy is some kind of illusionist, if he's an orc in disguise, for example, then he's probably good at making things seem like other things, right?
Maybe he just works with works.
Maybe they are closets, but they just look like birds, and that's how they like get in and get people by surprise.
Well, Sylvie's gonna try to tie this one up.
Roll survival.
11.
Okay. You tie it up.
She's got a good hold on it, though. She's like holding the ropes.
Okay. The DC for it to escape is 11.
Can I make a roll to see if I know anything more now that I've seen these creatures?
Yeah, you can roll Arcana or Nature. Yeah, with a 20. Quasits, are typically familiars, particularly of warlocks. They're favored because they have an innate ability to frighten things. You know that they can turn into beasts. You also know that they can go invisible if they like. They're very deceptive, and they're good because they can do these things. They're not particularly dangerous, especially not by themselves, but in groups, like the one you just fought, they can overwhelm and be dangerous even to a skilled adventurer.
Mm-hmm.
And what was the deal with the? Was there any explanation for why they could, appear to be birds?
They can just take the form of
Because they can
beasts.
turn into.
Yeah, they can turn into animal.
Okay.
They can just choose to do that. It's not an illusion. It's a very weak form of polymorph.
Got it.
So, wake this guy up, ask it a few questions.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's why.
Alright, I'm gonna dip its face in the river and pull it back out.
Its hit points are 0.
Splash, 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 splash.
Okay, stop.
This
That's
isn't
not-
working.
That's not how you do anything.
I give it one
Right.
hit point with lay on hands.
As soon as it's healed, it returns to consciousness.
Sorry, I just didn't like it.
Hey.
I'm confronted by people who waterboard at RP.
Hey, you. What the hell are you doing
Hey,
here?
you.
What are you doing?
What?
What are you doing? You're terrorizing this town.
Just fucking around.
Who brought you here?
Insight check.
Okay, roll an insight check.
I don't believe they're just fucking around. 15.
People. With a 15. It looks like. It's not. It's lying. Like, it's lying. That's what you get. It's not telling you the truth.
Who sent you here?
Not you.
Mm-hmm. You think good things are gonna happen if you don't tell us what we want?
I don't care.
Doll takes his rapier and puts the tip of it under this thing, like not directly under its arm, like its armpit, but kind of in its armpit, and just kind of starts to push real slowly.
Ow. 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 Aye.
Who brought you here?
I can't tell you that. Fuck.
I think you probably ought to.
Well, I'm not going to.
Right, keeps pushing.
Wait, well,
You
let me...
okay?
Okay, whoa,
Oh,
whoa,
you're
whoa,
gonna kill it.
whoa, whoa.
Oh, that's true. You're not gonna kill it.
Okay, but
I was about
I
to
think-
say any more, and I need you to roll damage.
Yeah, no.
I think we need a little bit more finesse. It's demon. We're talking to it. I would like to roll to intimidate it.
How do you?
I think
intimidate?
that's what
Yeah,
like
that-
that's what Doll was trying to do.
it.
Well,
It is not. You do not get the impression that it is intimidated by physical harm.
Yeah, it'll just go back to its original plane. I have an idea. It might not work, but I have an idea.
well,
Okay.
I'm gonna cast command and just say
Well, hold on.
truth.
Okay, that's not really how command works. Sure. You can't. Hang on. I'll roll a wisdom save.
So like for 6 seconds, wouldn't he tell us the truth?
He'll tell you a true thing.
Okay, fine.
He succeeds. You rolled a 17.
Aw. Okay, well,
So you
got
say
rid of the
truth, and he
spell slot.
says, "Fuck you."
that didn't work, guys. Anybody else?
Ire, how are you going to intimidate this closet?
I wanted to say that is able to like vanish or like it's right now being bound, so it can't do anything.
Correct.
But if it were to get unbound, like how likely is it to vanish, or will it go away over time, or is it
You-
kind of in
You
existence here?
100% know as soon as it has control of its hands again, it can go invisible immediately.
Yeah, this fucker's gonna flee.
No, I've got something. I've got something for this. You go ahead. You go ahead. You do your thing.
I was gonna say, since it's not afraid of being harmed or killed, we could literally constantly keep an eye on it, at least one of us, and keep it with us, and just have it pretty much paraded through town like a little fucking pet, and being
And what
treated a
would
lot
be-
more.
What would be
Well,
the
I
benefit
have-
of doing that?
That sounds like more of a problem for you than me.
You say
it
that,
has a
but being
humiliation
dragged ever, it might have a humiliation kink. That might be more of a problem.
I don't think we're gonna be able to eliminate it. But I
It
think
is
we can.
nothing
I think
worse
we-
than the abyss.
I think we
Well,
can
that-
mess up its visibility though. I'm going to use magical tinkering to take out a tiny piece of copper, and I'm going to magically tinker with it, so it is enchanted with like the loudest, most annoying, most obvious hiccup, and I'm going to say, okay, open its mouth.
Sylvie opens its mouth.
Go ahead.
Are you
Swallow.
gonna make it eat it?
Watch the fang.
Yeah. Go invisible after that. His stomach is going to be hiccuping every like 5 seconds.
Well, we'll
Good
find
luck.
it if it gets away.
Yep.
Okay. It swallows the coin.
Okay.
It is now hiccuping all the time. Loudly.
Forever.
I'm not hiccuping.
Oh,
And
it
then
is. The stomach.
Just, yeah,
stomach.
there's the hiccup coming from its mouth.
Magical tinkering doesn't wear off.
So that's a forever thing.
Well, I mean, it'll eventually poop it out, but like, we
Well, that's pretty funny, and I would like to see this as like a bird again, and then hear it hiccup. But that's beside the point.
Griffix, did
But
you have something you wanted to say, Branch?
I'm just an idea. Maybe we can offer its freedom. It's like one thing that, guy, did little thing. Don't you, maybe you want to, not go back to the abyss. It's like, if you gave us a reason to let you live, maybe that's a negotiating point here.
It's not a bad
Right,
idea.
it is nice up here. You get food options.
Okay, keep talking.
Keep
So
talking.
we need to know what's going on. So we want to know who summoned you. Where are they?
Oh, I don't
Give
know
us
that.
enough good information. What?
I don't know that.
Inside
You
check.
don't know?
Go ahead and inside check.
Well,
23.
29.
Oh shit. Jesus.
Okay, Doll, you're confident he might be telling a partial truth.
look, you got to give us some reason, some piece of good information worth your freedom. Otherwise, what else do we have to do other than kill you?
Maybe you don't know who it was, but maybe you saw him.
I saw a thing. I don't know
What'd
who the
you
fuck
see?
it was. It was like a gross half guy monster thing with white fur and blood all over it. And scales?
Blood, fur, scales. Same guy.
Well, I don't
Is
know
this
if it was
bringing
even a
any closer?
guy.
Does this
Huh?
seem like an arcane thing I might know? In a book or something?
You can roll Arcana. It's a high DC.
Fur and scales.
Like a 25
Yep.
DC.
Like
Okay,
a cult?
I got a 19, but the 19 is not 20.
No.
A
It
kobold
sounds
with a
bizarre.
wig.
It sounds like something went wrong.
Okay.
Or an
Some
abomination or an
chimera-esque.
aberration.
That
Something
does
Yeah.
sound
fucked
like
up.
an abomination.
Well, what was it doing, this thing you saw?
I feel like,
And did it?
did I not? They called us all here.
Where?
It just said kill stuff.
No. Wanted
Where?
parts.
Where did the summoning take place?
Alright. It points.
Look.
Is it the same way that we were told to go? West?
No.
East? West? No.
It's south.
South.
It's basically he's like pointing straight to town, but he says like a few miles. Except he doesn't point. He's like pointing with his face because he's tied up.
In parts, you mean?
People parts.
Oh. So
Oh,
you've been
okay.
killing the people you've been taking.
Well, they weren't too happy about us taking the parts and leaving them fine.
Yikes. Why does it need people parts?
I don't know. Does
Is
that
it
matter?
building something?
Yes.
Yes. If it's
Well-
building something, it matters.
I'm sorry.
Hey,
I don't know.
buddy,
that.
what's your name, by the way?
Quill.
Quill.
Will the closet.
How about you show us where you were summoned, and then we'll let you go.
How do I know I can believe you that?
Because we're not shit little demons.
You have a point. But still. So far, you beamed me in the head really hard and killed all my friends.
You attacked us.
Yeah, you
did
could have
attack
just.
us first.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, yeah.
This one can't lie. So if she says, we'll let you go, we'll let you go.
Are you pointing to me?
I sure am.
It's a paladin oath.
You're full of shit. You've already lied twice.
You don't know that.
I've been talking to you.
Listen, if we wanted to kill you,
You can roll a
Why
deception
would
if you
we-
want to see if he'll believe you. What'd you say, Spring?
if we wanted to kill you, why would I have gone through the trouble of making you hiccup so we could get you if you left? Why not just try to kill you then?
Because you underestimate my power to shit.
Man, we don't
Uh-huh.
give a fuck about you, is the bottom line.
Yeah, I
Do
know
have
that.
Advantage to that deception because Doll was helping me.
No, because you have already lied to it.
13.
I wasn't listening. I didn't realize you'd already lied.
Did I?
Yes.
guess.
When?
We can re-listen to the recording.
I just don't know what I said
Wait,
that was a lie.
Okay.
Just your general demeanor is false.
I guess.
With a 13 deception, it does not. He does not believe you. That it's
Okay,
a paladin oath that
All
she
right.
can't.
Well, then I guess we don't need you.
Okay.
Okay.
We just leave you tied up here instead of sending you back.
Can I make an emphatic plea that I promise I'll let you go as soon as you show us where you've been summoned?
Okay.
Performance check, maybe?
This is persuasion. If you mean it,
Persuasion.
it's deception if you don't.
Do you know what emphatic means, Quill?
He's fat.
Really close.
It means a
I'm sorry.
depth of emotion.
What am I making? It's not
It's-
performance.
If it's
Persuasion.
persuasion if you mean it, or deception if you don't.
It's almost like I should lie because I have a better roll on.
Yeah, sometimes you're put in that position. Which is funny
But
because I
here-
have a higher persuasion, but I had to roll deception.
All right, I'm just gonna lie because
Okay, so you have no intention of setting him free, at least not at this moment. Let me roll insight. All right. Do you have any cheese?
Yes, I took
Cheese?
some extra cheese from the mayor's house, so I gave some to him.
Give me the cheese, untie my hands and feet, and I will show you the way.
Hell no.
We're not untying you.
Oh,
I
you
can't
can
get
have
away.
cheese.
I'm hiccuping all the fucking time.
Yeah, but we don't want to make this
I mean-
any harder than it
I
needs to
mean,
be.
I
Untie
think
your
it would
feet.
be.
Okay,
Untie your feet.
that's fine.
You
I'll
can
take
walk.
that deal.
I'm gonna
That-
hold his
that
hands
means-
though.
That means you have to hand feed him the cheese.
Yeah,
Sure
yeah.
does.
No, I don't. I can magic hand feed him the cheese.
Oh, you can. You don't have to touch him. That's very smart. What a good use of mage hand.
Just stuffing it in his mouth.
No joke.
Okay, so you untie his feet.
And give him some cheese with mage hand.
Okay.
Fabulous.
I do untie his feet. I thought I would.
He stands up, and when he sees the cheese, he just like opens his mouth super wide.
Ugh.
It's a closet.
Okay.
It's terrifyingly wide.
I'm not trying to shove it down his throat, but is that what he's really into here?
It happens.
Yeah, I mean,
Insight check. What is he
Yeah.
into?
it seems like he wants you to put the cheese in his mouth.
I'm like, what the fuck is happening right now?
He's like, give it to me.
I don't know.
He
That's a
likes
horrible
cheese.
insight roll.
You get that.
Well, I instead just try and give him a little nibble. I'm not trying to torture him. I don't get,
You're doing this with Mage Hand?
Yes.
Okay. As
So
soon as the
can't bite your
cheese is like
fingers.
near his mouth, he just like goes and piranhas the whole cheese block.
Well,
Oh
there
my
you go.
god.
I kind of like him.
As his
Oh,
mouth is
no.
full of cheese, he says, "All right, this way," and he will begin to walk.
Well, I don't know about going through town with this little fucker.
Dude,
Got
that
any
was
better
plan
ideas?
B.
Make yourself
We were going to
invisible.
take
He
him
is
down
tied
a little
up.
while ago.
We could make him invisible. I'll just hold his
Yeah.
hand.
I can't.
Just
I need my
Shit,
hands.
you're right. Well, I just don't
Guys.
think the town is gonna like it.
they'll get over it.
They don't care.
They've been
I
through
guess
worse.
if
If
this
they
is
do-
to solve the problem. Yeah, all right. Well, fuck it.
We're
It's
clearly
official
solving the
Meriguard.
problem. He's
Yeah,
tied
yeah,
up.
yeah. All right. Fuck.
In a way, it would help the town to know, and as a whole, on exactly what these things look like, since they're kind of second guessing it. And while it's tied up, it's not like it's an issue. And if he tries anything, then
We'll destroy it.
we might have a deal. But he should know. He looks smart enough to know that you
Enough
wouldn't
to
do
let cheese
something
in one hit.
stupid in the town like that, because
Yeah,
then
all
you're
right,
just
fine. Yeah,
screwed.
Hiccuping, it looks ridiculous. Like, it's
Yeah.
clearly.
The walk back is gonna suck.
It's like slowly on the cheese as it's chewing it slowly. As you all begin to head towards the town with Quill the
Fucking
Closet
awesome
in your
terrier.
control as it's tied up, that is where we will
I
stop
wanna keep him.
today's session. So,
You want to keep everything you meet.
it's
It's
true.
true.
She's a Pokemon collector. Let's.
It did
Pokemans.
for my youth. Look at the split in the damage.
I got credit.
You did.
Me
Yeah.
too.
Ooh. Yeah, this was
Oh, we
team
all
we
got
got critted.
Oh, what?
Team Chris.
Team
guys got
Quasi Crit.
All three of us got quasit crits.
Yep.
Which is why we're so rough.
Okay, so as we come to the end of the session, you've had some investigations. You've had some.
This was also team
confusions.
fun. Sorry, go on.
You've also found a bunch of closets, and you've maybe taken the first step in solving this strange situation the town of Kore has found itself in. And as we come to the end of the session, as always, going to go to the players to see who they liked, what their RPs were. What was something that each of you liked that you'd like to vote an inspiration point to another player? And we will start. Well, I was going to start with a player who hasn't done this before, but alphabetically, Brinch and Shaddam, the top and the bottom, are both new. But Brinch, I will go to you first. You've been on my games before. Who do you think did something worthy of an RP vote?
I forgot there was going to be a quiz.
Also,
Um,
how I feel with this.
Now, there was flirting with a, what is it? Smith.
Megar the
That
Blacksmith
was
got
pretty
hit
funny.
on. Yeah.
Very unsuccessful flirting.
Trying to think of some things that happened in the game. Let's see.
Blank mind. It just happened. What happened?
Yeah, we have a captain. We have a scribe. We what's it? Spring. You honed in on what's it? The lead that brought us out of the lodge, and so I vote for you.
Oh, did I do that? I feel like.
Doll did that.
Doll did that,
I
yeah.
think that was, yeah, I think that was Doll. Yeah,
I think we're all getting used to each other's new
It's
names.
true.
yeah, it's really fair.
Okay, so is that vote for Doll?
Yes.
Okay,
Vote for
Doll's first vote. Next, Hellfrog.
Oh shit.
I actually was going to vote for Griffix because when he was talking to the child, the half-orc child in the lodge, I could tell, I don't remember what the exact word was, but he was asking him a question and I could tell he was about to use a big word and then stopped and used a littler one because it was a kid and I thought that was really cute.
Okay, Griffix. Next, Pen.
I'm gonna give it to Sao for Scythe very emphatically stating to the mayor, "I don't eat," which is completely false.
Okay, Emily.
I'm gonna give it to Ire for walking away from the closet that was in the water because that was so fucking funny.
Okay, just drown, I guess.
Casually, like this thing is splashing. Just like what I'm gonna get a better angle. Whatever, I'm gonna get a better angle. And like meanwhile, like 3 of them had been critted already. Like we knew that they were actually dangerous. But I was like, this is fine. It's swimming. I'm fine. It was so cool. It was so good.
Just
Cool
preoccupied.
guys don't look back at explosions.
It's true.
Yeah, just very similar energy. I was very into it.
All right, Sal, what do you vote for?
My vote is for Penn for the idea that didn't quite work of picking up and throwing the closet into the moonbeam.
Ah, that would have been so cool.
The thunder almost
I
worked.
really appreciate you committing and then just whiffing it on
Completely
all
whiffing.
those rolls. Like, but you
Keeping it on
tried. I
every
respect
roll.
that.
But it was a really funny idea. So to you for that.
And
Okay.
kudos to Spring for actually making it happen. Sylvie's
Yes.
wildest dream of getting something to be obliterated by being thrown into her beam was, well, almost seen to fruition.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if Spring hadn't accidentally killed it, you know.
Yeah, exactly. It almost made it.
It almost worked.
All right.
It flew into the moonbeam.
It did.
Yeah, the
Pieces
guts
of
fell
it.
on her feet. The guts were in the right place.
All right, Chatham.
I think I'd get to do a vote for Doll since it kind of led with starting the investigation and tailing our mysterious Haley
This is
to
guy.
our
Stranger.
own
Fucking guy.
combat scenario and kind of really getting the ball going when it came down to information.
Oh.
A real lead.
A
I
real
did-
lead.
I did really appreciate Doll like pursuing the plot.
That is
Also,
delightful.
Doll, to be fair, Doll's also the only one that noticed them.
I noticed them. I'm
No,
just
you
not
weren't
quiet. I was there.
You literally
No,
were
we
not
were-
there at the
we
time.
were at the block-
Well,
Blacksmith at that
before,
point.
yes, yeah, that was the natural 20 on the room.
You were
reception.
literally staring at a blacksmith.
Yep.
Okay,
She's like,
so,
nah, it was me.
You didn't need any help.
in that case, Doll, you've earned the inspiration for the first session.
Yay!
Thank you all for
Thank
playing
you.
with me tonight. I think this campaign's
was
going
fun.
to be fun.
Yeah.
These characters seem ridiculous and awesome. And I'm excited to see how this goes. Foundry's been having issues lately. I think today was the least issues I've had lately with it, which is great, surprising, and also disappointing because it still had a few. But it is what it is. We're getting there.
Fine.
To all of our viewers back home, we love you, and we'll see you next time.